Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
Yo, you already know what it is. It's Flight Sports TV. Shout out to everybody that's rocking with the channel. Listen, man, we got an epic game, couple of games. We got 2 on the tap. You already know what it is. They going simultaneously. You know, it's Flight Sports TV. It's going down tonight, man. We got the return of Lonzo Ball. LaMelo Ball has just been on an epic tear. I mean, it's getting monumental at this point. You know, the things that LaMelo Ball is doing on the floor. I mean, is anybody getting surprised at this point? I mean, I don't think so. I think everybody knows the talent, you know, that LaMelo Ball possesses. This guy's an MVP candidate. You know, if you been living under a rock, do your homework. You know, there's a lot of things popping right now when it comes to LaMelo Ball. It's going to be very intriguing, you know, to see what the Charlotte Hornets do this season, because they got a lot riding on this year. Also, you got the Chicago Bulls, you know, obviously with Lonzo coming back into the fray. I think that you definitely up the ante, you know, in my humble opinion. I got Purple Baby in the building early. We moments away from tip-off. You know, we got the return of Lonzo. We got LaMelo Ball, NB1 to 101. It's going down, man. Purple, what's the deal? It's Flight Sports.
Nothing much, but thunder. I see thunder.
What people was counting Lonzo out or something?
No, thunder know what I'm talking about. You know, because some conversations were had. Today's Wednesday? I believe it was Monday. And I'm trying to tell you, every piece of the pie ain't the same, because it was a conversation about LaMelo. And listen, I know Thunder seen it. I know he's seen it. And they see him here, but I'm like, yeah, I don't like the conversation being had.
Yeah, you know, I'm with you, man. I'm with you, Purple. So what's your thoughts? You know, we're going to get into LaMelo real quick. What you expected from MB1 and the Hornets? They got the Miami Heat. Miami really plays LaMelo and the Hornets pretty tough. What's your thoughts on that game?
I'm still going, as I said at the start of the season and just in general. I'm still expecting the Hornets to finish over Miami. I don't think Miami is that great of a team. Their best player is aging, and stuff like that in Butler. I'm expecting the Hornets to come in and win this game. I am aware that they do not have a front court, but I do expect them to win this game. I wouldn't be surprised if Miami shot better from distance tonight, but I think the Hornets can still pull it out.
You know, I'm with you there. Obviously, we got the return of Lonzo Ball. What's your thoughts on that? Also, you got, listen, LaVar Ball is actually in Charlotte right now as we speak. We got more breaking news. LaVar's been in Charlotte. He won't leave Charlotte.
Who you talking about? His father?
Yeah, and Big Ball around. Yeah, everybody's out there. Yeah, LaVar's out there in Charlotte.
Yeah. I hope he's enjoying himself and having a nice time.
Yeah, you know, like I said, it's gonna be a tough game tonight. Hopefully they can get a dub. The Hornets can't keep taking these losses.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what you think about the Lonzo Ball? What's your thoughts on him? Coming back
Um,
to
as with anybody that constantly stays hurt and stuff like that, I'm hoping that he can remain healthy from the remainder of the season, and that he also plays well enough. I think he's did enough. People might not agree with me here to get another contract, because I've seen, or I believe there is guys that have played worse than him and things like that that have gotten other deals after you know having season ending injuries, and coming back and still kind of missing games after they've returned. So I'm hopeful that Rich Paul, because we have to learn that just because these guys are with what's the agency called, whatever the agency is called, don't mean Rich Paul is their agent, but I think Rich Paul is his agent. So I'm hopeful that he got Miles a deal and stuff like that. So I think Lonzo will get another deal and stuff. Now, whether that be with the Bulls, I don't know, but I'm hopeful, you know, that he remains healthy for the remainder of the year. And even if he doesn't, he just I would say, does enough to secure. I feel like he's done enough. He's shown enough on that knee that he got that, warrants another deal, this upcoming at the end of this year, rather, at the end of this basketball season.
I'm with you.
Thank you, Thunder Clutch Sports.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is, like I said, we're gonna talk about what's going on with this Hornets game. You got a lot of people out right now. Trey Man is out. Goddamn, Grant Williams, Mark Williams, Nick Miles, and Jeffries. If that means anything.
Yeah.
So this should be a crazy game, in my opinion.
Yeah. And that's another thing. I know it's a body thing. We're talking about AAU games and how much these guys are playing prior to getting to the NBA, but something has to be done about these. It's ridiculous this year that, like, I don't understand. Like, they need, hey, it's time to go to the Better Business Bureau and look over the practices of these doctors. And I know most players do go get second and third opinions, but it's like us going to the hospital and we sick with a cold and they keep sending us home talking about nothing's wrong. Like, I don't like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I'm with you there. We live right now with the Charlotte Hornets. It's going down. We will let you know when when Lonzo Ball takes the court. Right now, you do have LaMelo Ball out there. They just tipped off in Charlotte. It's 11:39 to go in the first quarter. It's going down. Salute to everybody in the chat. You got B Mill out there. Let's see what Brandon Miller can do. It's 3-5 right now up there in Chicago. I see Lonzo Ball. He is suited up. He's the first guy next to the bench. So you just be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. It's 11:39 to go in the first quarter right now up here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Shout out to Anthony Jefferson in the building. He says Charlotte has come off with a fast start. I think we might be.
When did they write this?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm looking at something on ESPN.
Oh, has to come off with a fact. Okay, I thought you said they did. I'm about to say, damn, you way ahead of me if that's the case. I got Brandon Miller. He just threw up a 3-ball, and that's off. So it's 2-zip right now in Charlotte.
Let me make sure I ain't got to keep refreshing this because that.
It's 4-zip right now. 11:10 to go in the first quarter. Brandon Miller got the ball, screen and roll with Taj Gibson and kick it out to LaMelo. Josh Green has it. He throws up some ugly shit. My man, we got was TJ out there? TJ starting, y'all. They got LaMelo, 3-ball LaMelo, cash. LaMelo Ball. First shot he throws up is good. We patiently awaiting Lonzo Ball, but we got LaMelo Ball on the board right now. 3-5, Charlotte. We got a 3-ball miss right there from Duncan Robinson. Taj Gibson with a big time board. Here comes LaMelo Ball. He's crossing half court. Jimmy Butler is on him. We got Bam on him. LaMelo going baseline, give it to Josh Green. Josh Green pump fakes. They kick it out to TJ and Salon. Top of the key 3-ball. That's off. Taj Gibson couldn't convert with the rebound. Here comes the Miami Heat. We got Tyler Hero with it. Tyler Hero screen and roll with Bam Adebayo. You got Tyler Hero in the mid-range with a layup, and it's good. It's 7-3 Miami. And it's 5-10 right now up in Orlando. We got LaMelo Ball out there. Here goes Brandon Miller. Mid-range, off. Rebounded by Bam Adebayo. Here comes Bam. Bam kicks out to Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson kicks it out. So that's Hightower. Bam Adebayo, top of the key 3. That's off. Rebounded by LaMelo Ball. Here comes Melo. He's crossing half court. LaMelo Ball throws it up, and that's off. LaMelo Ball missed the layup. Here comes Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson stops for a 3-ball, and that's cash. Duncan Robinson on the board, which leads to a Hornets timeout. So the Miami Heat, they got the 3-ball active early. So we got to be mindful. This is going to be a tough game. It's 10-3 right now up in Charlotte. It's 7-12 right now. We got Chicago versus Orlando. Lonzo Ball is back. He suited up tonight. I'm looking right at him on the bench. He's the first guy next to the coaching staff. So we can't wait for Lonzo Ball to touch the floor. We will be patiently waiting. It's 7-12 right now up in Orlando. 8:13 to go in the first quarter. Is going down. You got a crazy game. What would Chicago do? Chicago, they got a lot riding on this season. They don't want to end up in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. Here comes Orlando. We just seen Orlando. If you're a Charlotte fan, Orlando doing big things.
Why?
Batons are all the way to the cup, and it's 14-7 Orlando.
He's just covering.
Don't tell me Lonzo at the scorer's desk. Hold on. Do I need to get the popcorn? Hold on. I think I might be seeing something I ain't supposed to. Oh, wait a second. We got a crazy play right now by Chicago. Oh, turnover. Vucevic turns it over. Lonzo Ball is at the scorer's desk, ladies and gentlemen. We got breaking news. Lonzo Ball is at the scorer's desk. It's Flight Sports TV. Lonzo Ball is checking back in the game. A lot of people counted Lonzo Ball out. I don't know if they was deaf, dumb, stupid, or retarded. I just don't know. I got all access decks. Listen, Lonzo Ball is stepping on the floor. What the hell is going on? Briefly.
I see that's why Sky in the chat. Dex.
Yeah, right. Unfortunately, I cannot see the game. I'm in Chicago. I'm blacked out, so it must be something exciting going on at the United Center. But unfortunately, I'm not able to view the game and see Lonzo on his return.
And you know what, Dex? They time out viewership. They need to fix that. That's unacceptable.
Yep, it's 7:40 to go in the first quarter up there in Chicago. So it's a crazy game going on right now.
That is so unacceptable for you to be.
Yeah. I was downtown, and it's so beautiful in Chicago. It's cold right now, but it's not cold where. According to Chicago people, it's not cold, but it is cold for California people. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of clear. No snow. There's a lot of traffic out and about, and it's cracking at the beam right now.
I'm with you there, Dex. I mean, this is crazy. But listen, Lonzo Ball is about to get on the floor. We got a commercial break up there in Chicago, but you got LaMelo Ball on the floor right now. It's 10-3, 9:20 to go in the first quarter. LaMelo Ball is checked by Tyler Hero. LaMelo Ball dumps it out to B-Mill. Brandon Miller pump fakes. You got Tyler Hero all on Brandon Miller. They dump it back to LaMelo. LaMelo Ball gets doubled. Here goes Brandon Miller in the mid-range jumper, and it's off. We got an offensive interference by Taj Gibson. He's been picking up a lot of those lately. I don't know what the hell is going on with Taj. It's 9:04 to go in the first quarter. You get a little too overzealous, maybe because he's undersized and he got to do a whole lot out there. He's a crafty veteran, but those moves, that's off. I could have won either way. They both touched it. Pause. You know, it was a
Yeah,
crazy.
I think that was going to be a missed shot, so I'm not mad at that.
Okay,
It wasn't like it was going to be a made basket. But I'm
right.
inside my Uber. I'm headed to my hotel, and I'm gonna get back on once I get my hotel and I get settled and set up the equipment.
Okay, Dex.
Salute.
Yeah, it's crazy right now. Shout out to No Panic. We got Dubate out there. I mean, it's wild out there right now. The Charlotte Hornets is doing that thing. We about to come off commercial break right now up in Chicago, but you do have to return to Lonzo Ball. That's always great.
This week, kind of finding and feeling their way through the league. A lot of it has to be is centered around them. You know what they're going through, what they're experiencing, and I think for him, he's got a great ability to focus on the we part.
Oh, Lonzo Ball is on the floor. I wanted to give you briefly words from Coach Billy Donovan of the things that he had to say about the return of Lonzo. You know, but it's 12-3, you know, up there in Charlotte right now. Lonzo Ball is on the floor. He missed the last 15 games with a wrist injury, ladies and gentlemen. A wrist injury. You know, don't get too caught up right now. You know, it's a wild game right now. It's 14-3. You know, Chicago is at the line right now in Orlando. And here we go. Lonzo Ball is at the point. Lonzo Ball has it. He's crossing half court. Lonzo Ball with the rock. He's out there. He kicks it out to Vucevic. Vucevic picked up by Batata. You got Zach LaVine. He has it. Zach LaVine picked up by KCP. We all know what KCP likes to do. He likes to harass. Here goes Lonzo. Lonzo dumps it back to Vooch. Vooch shot Lonzo with a quick assist, and that was just by accident. That was just by accident. It's 9-16, ladies and gentlemen. 7-10 to go in the first. It's going down. It's Flight Sports. You know, you got the Charlotte Hornets cooking too. It's 5-14 up there. 7:40 to go in Charlotte. Lonzo Ball picking up KCP. Lonzo Ball's back defending. Oh my goodness. Lonzo Ball leads to a turnover. You know, Lonzo Ball with a big time, you know, he poked the ball out, led to a turnover and a score by Io DeSumo. It's 11-16 right now in Orlando. Lonzo Ball just infecting shit by accident, ladies and gentlemen. Pause. You know, here we go. We got Orlando. Orlando has the ball. You got the Wagner brothers. We all know what's going on with these dudes. These dudes don't play no games. We got to pay the utmost homage. You know we got to pay the utmost homage with the Wagner brothers. It's Flight Sports. It's 11-16 to go. It's going down. Part is 11-16. You got 14-5 right now in Charlotte. LaMelo Ball is still on the floor. There's only 7 minutes to go. Here comes Orlando. Lonzo Ball is on the floor. He's guarding all kind of positions right now. He's guarding 1 through damn near 5. Lonzo Ball is out there in the passing lanes. Lonzo looked good too. Pause. You know, the knee looked perfectly fine. I could tell it was a wrist injury. Here comes Io DeSumo. Lonzo Ball is still out there, y'all. It's 11-19. Who knows the minutes that he will be playing tonight? That's something to evaluate. Nonetheless, goddamn, Miami, they active from three-point range. Duncan Robinson with another 3. Lonzo has it. Lonzo is picked up by Suggs. Lonzo kicks it out to Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine dumps it out to Vooch. Vooch kicks it out. Oh, my goodness. Big-time play by Montas Buzelis. It's been a long time since we've seen this kid. You know, this guy's got a lot of talent. You know, I can't wait till him and Lonzo get acclimated. You know, it's going to be good. Here comes LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball crossing half court. LaMelo Ball shaking and baking. LaMelo 3-ball. Cash. LaMelo Ball. It's 13-17. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. They cooking out there in Charlotte. Here comes Io DeSumo. Io DeSumo has it. He kicks it out to Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine kicks it to Montas Buzelis for 3, and it's good. Big time 3-ball by Buzelis. Buzelis with a quick 5 points. It's 16-21. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Here comes Suggs. Suggs going all the way to the cup. Suggs shoots it, and it's good. It's 16-23. Here comes Lonzo. Oh, Lonzo just turned it over. God damn. Lonzo got to hold it down out there. 16, 23 right now in Orlando. 4:50 to go in the first quarter. It's a wild game right now. Lonzo, we definitely looking all right out there. Got a pep in the step out there for anybody that want to know. Don't disrespect Lonzo Ball. The man is back. It's Flight Sports TV. It's 19-16 right now in Charlotte. 5:06 to go in the first quarter. It's a crazy game. 16-23, 4:40 to go in the first quarter. Here comes Batata. Here comes Wagner. He scores it over Lonzo Ball. Io DeSumo inbound, and here comes Lonzo playing the point. Lonzo kicks it to Buzelis. He's got the hot hand right now. Vucevic has it. Vucevic surveying the landscape. They kick it out to Zach. Zach LaVine posting up. Zach LaVine fade, and it's good. Zach LaVine on the board. It's 18-25, 4:10 to go in the first quarter. LaMelo Ball is still on the floor with 5:06 to go in the first quarter in Charlotte. Here comes Batata. Batata surveying the landscape. You got Lonzo guarding the Wagner brother, and he missed.
LaMelo just scored.
Good play by LaMelo. Man, it's a wild game. Here comes the Orlando Magic. Orlando, they cooking. Oh, KCP, corner three ball. Cash. It's 28-18. They push it back to 10. Lonzo with a big time pass. Zach has it. What is Zach going to do with it? Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine kicks it out to Lonzo. Back to Io. Back to Lonzo. Back to Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine has it. That's LaMelo who just scored. It's 2019. Oh, here comes Io.
Charlotte has taken the lead.
Yes. Here comes my man Wagner. Batata all the way to the cup. Over Io DeSumo. That was a mismatch. He scored it. It's 18-30. Here comes Io DeSumo. Io DeSumo going all the way to the cup on KCP, and that's good. It's 20-30. Bulls down by 10. Here come the Orlando Magic. Orlando moving around in the mid-range, and they kick it back to KCP. Here comes Orlando. Orlando operating in the mid-range, and they couldn't convert it. Here comes Lonzo Ball, kicks it to Io. I'm telling you, the Ball brothers got these outlet passes. I mean, they're just legendary. I mean, it always leads to a score. Dex, we got both. We're on a double commercial break. What is it with these Ball brothers and the lead pass? I mean, because it's something to marvel at. It was like it leads is an automatic score.
Well, it's a high processing on the court when these two Ball brothers, Lonzo as the oldest and LaMelo as the youngest, get out there and start processing their basketball acumen. It's just something to marvel at because they do.
It's starting to break up a little bit, Dax. Sorry for the technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the midst of a commercial break. Yes, shout out to Testing. Salute to everybody in the chat. Please make this your home. We're going to be streaming both games. Don't get things twisted. LaMelo Ball is on the epic tear. Lonzo Ball it's a goddamn celebration over here. If you've been rocking with Lonzo Ball since day one and you heard all of the bullshit they said, it was always something new every week. But you don't hear a goddamn thing now, do you? You understand? And now you got LaMelo. They said all this bullshit. This guy was better than him. This guy, that guy. And now what? They ain't saying a goddamn thing. So if you here to celebrate the Ball brothers, ladies and gentlemen, make this your goddamn home because that's what it's all about. You understand? In the name of all access, this is the year of the celebration. I believe it was something like that. It's a crazy situation, man. Salute to all y'all in the chat. We coming back from commercial break up here in Charlotte. Lonzo Ball was on the floor, just infecting the game by accident, leading the steals, that led to scores, lead passes, leading to automatic, 2 points. I mean, goddamn, what more do you want? It's Flight Sports TV.
Yes,
we got both games on.
Yes, right. You're doing an outstanding job. And like I was saying before, the technical difficulties is that these two Ball brothers do extraordinary things routinely. And it all goes back to the competitive nature that all three of them had growing up. Who was going to emerge as the best or the cream of the crop? It's like,
Yes, absolutely. LaMelo is still on the floor. You know, Charles he ain't pulling LaMelo out. Showtime up here in Miami. You got Miami with a big time alley. Who the hell is that? You got Hightower threw it up to somebody I had never heard of. Terry Rozier, he's picking up LaMelo. You got oh man, this is a crazy game right now. LaMelo Ball has it. LaMelo big time pass to Mbatu. Um, Cody, he missed it. He missed a three. Oh man, Duncan Robinson. Here comes Duncan Robinson with it. You got Josh Green harassing him. Lonzo Ball is on the bench, ladies and gentlemen. He's probably on a minutes restriction. LaMelo Ball is on the floor. It's 21, 23, 20 to go in the first quarter. Miami posting up. LaMelo's on it. LaMelo is guarding Hightower. Duncan Robinson picked up by Josh Green. Duncan Robinson kicks it out to Terry Rozier for a three ball, and it's off. Cody Martin gets it. What the hell is going on? Look like that was a 20. It didn't hit the rim. They called a 24-second shot clock violation. It's 3:15 to go in the first quarter. Miami is holding on to a 1-point narrow lead. Here comes Jaquez Jr. Jaquez Jr. coming in the game. He's checked it. He had a hell of a rookie year. I thought that was something special. Let's see what happens in this, second year campaign. Who the hell is Lawson? Miami putting players in. That's one. What the hell is going on? Yeah, look.
Like my
yeah. I know. I watch a lot of NBA. I ain't never heard of these ones. Oh my goodness. LaMelo Ball with the step back, three ball, corner pocket. It's 23-20, 250 to go in the first quarter. Here goes Duncan Robinson, picked up by Josh Green. Duncan Robinson kicks it out to Jaquez Jr. Jaquez Jr. nearly loses. Oh, he traveled. What happened? Oh, they called the foul. Oh, that was bullshit. That was a clear travel by Jaquez Jr. Shout out to No Panic in the building. What's the deal, No Panic?
Oh, no panic here. Yay.
No panic. Probably pop in a second. Pause. What you think about Jaquez Jr., Purple?
I liked him, but I thought he was slow, like very clunky. But yeah, other than that, I liked him.
Yeah. What do you think about Lonzo's minutes? What do you think about how long do you think the minutes restriction will hold up?
I don't even know, because everybody does differently and everybody's pain tolerance is different. What?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, man, this is crazy, y'all. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. It's flight sports, man. It's going down. Here goes Jaquez Jr. Duncan Robinson with it on the corner. Josh Green picking up, Duncan Robinson. You got Duncan Robinson moving around in the three-point range. We got Miami moving the big. Who the hell is out there? Lawson just got fouled. I know I ain't tripping. They got a nigga named Ware out there.
Don't do Ware. I know who Lawson is.
I have never heard of this. I ain't never heard of Lawson. I ain't never heard of Ware.
If Ware develops right, he gonna be a killer. I like Ware.
Well, he's their rookie or something.
Yeah, from this past draft. Okay, and Lawson, I don't know what year he got drafted, but Lawson played at Illinois. Wow. I remember him.
Wow. You got Smith Jr. out there, Nick Smith.
Got Nicky Baby out there. They're getting some wreck tonight.
Who?
Nicky Baby, Nick Smith Jr.
Oh, I've seen that.
LaMelo is still out there. And the Charlotte Hornets are playing better defense on the perimeter. I want to note that because I've been criticizing them since the start of the season. But tonight they're playing much better at the perimeter.
Yeah. Oh, big time block by Ware. LaMelo got blocked. They go. Oh, Duncan Robinson with it. He kick it out to Jaquez Jr. Jaquez Jr. Oh, Jaquez putting the moves on Seth. That's a mismatch. We got Lawson with it. Nick Smith. And here comes Ware with a pick and roll for Lawson. Lawson kicks it to Jaquez Jr. Corner three ball. That's off. Rebounded by LaMelo. That was a grown man rebound. Here comes LaMelo crossing half court with a lot of pace. He kicks it to Nick Smith. He didn't go for the three. Nick Smith nearly turns it over, dumping it out to Dubate. But it's crazy. Terry Rozier returns to Charlotte. You know, that's always a move. Well, I mean, he did some good things, you know, for Charlotte, you know, throughout the, you know, him and LaMelo didn't clash. A lot of people probably would have thought LaMelo coming in, Terry Rozier, this is a recipe for disaster. You know, clearly it didn't happen like that. Nick Smith for three, that's off. Dubate, good rebound. Seth Curry for three, good. Oh my goodness. Miami, this is gonna be a good game because Miami always beat up Charlotte, you know, for whatever reason. I think Charlotte want to get this game tonight. It's 26-24. They always played the game tough, and out of nowhere, Miami finish it in the end.
I told you I had Charlotte winning, so.
Lawson just hit a mid-range. You know, Pat Riley, they just be picking up all kind of people. They just put anybody in the system. That's how they feel. You know, they put them in the culture, and they'll be all right. Lawson, he picking up Seth Curry. Screen. LaMelo had LaMelo from deep. That's off. Rebounded by Ware. Here comes, who the hell is this? Burks.
We haven't seen much of Brandon Miller. Is everything okay with him?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Burks, keep him a check. I need to know who his agent is. He didn't kept a check after check after check, team after team. Who's this?
Yeah.
Must be some food. Oh no, that's the team.
Shout out to all y'all in the chat. Shout out to Jake Simpson. Let's see if Melo drops 40 again. Let's see.
Boy.
You know it's to happen. LaMelo with a floater, and that's all. LaMelo was looking for a foul. He didn't get it. So we got a commercial break. Dex, what's your thoughts on this game?
What's the game?
Charlotte. It's the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing with Charlotte in the first quarter. They gave a lot of energy. They do not have the lead. Brandon Miller hasn't awakened yet, but 26-26, I can live and die with that. Like,
yes, sir.
Even the pace. I think Miami, if Charlotte keeps this pace up, Miami will probably wither because Miami do not want to play with pace, especially at this speed. And soon as a ball gets into LaMelo's hand, he is instantaneous acceleration. And Coach Spoelstra do not want his guys moving that fast and trying to execute on defense or try to be sped up on offense. That is not Miami's forte.
I'm there with you. No, it's crazy.
Hey, Purple. Josh Green always been starting.
What you say?
Josh Green always been starting.
Yeah, he was supposed to start. He was just unhealthy at the beginning of the season.
I don't like how that looked next to Melo.
I said the same thing.
Explain that, no panic.
Cause it's like he have like I watch him for like even before I really been like into the Mavs or whatever like that. I watched him for like 2 seasons. And he been the same player. Like, he's just a real athletic player. It's not like he's some defensive stopper. It's like he can get hot from three now. Like, he can throw some shit up in the clutch moment. Like, he done, you know what I mean? Like, he can be one of those guys that had a three when you on the not fast break, when you on the comeback or whatever. But other than that, like, ain't really no real basketball IQ coming from him. If he got the ball in his hand, he can make a pass, but for the most part, he's trying to go score. So it's like playing less than Melo, they need somebody who can actually handle the ball, handle the offense more so than somebody who can play like not lockdown defense, but like he got a little scratches where his athletic ability kind of help him have a good defensive possession. But other than that, I don't think he fit next to Miller as far as like a starter. I think he come in the game like and play some small ball 3. I mean, other than that, I mean, I don't like him starting though. He don't space the floor enough, and shit. I don't think he know how to play the ball, play off ball. As much as he always been off ball entire career, I don't think he truly understands how to play off ball.
Yeah,
So I mean,
Meechik
that's
in the
my
game.
opinion.
Meechik is getting some early playing time. LaMelo's on the bench with 11 points in the first quarter, so that's good.
Yeah, that's a good run for him. That's a good play. Right now, you got Brandon Miller out there. Let's see what we get from him. Somebody got to be able to sustain the momentum. It just can't be Melo centric. Cody Martin has it. Cody Martin shoots up a contested mid-range jumper, and that's off. Rebounded by Jaquez Jr. Jaquez Jr. all the way to the cup, and he missed it. Here comes Meechers. Meechers pushing up a pace.
Another trash player.
Brandon Miller. What Miller gonna do with it? Miller, top
I
of the
mean,
key.
the list goes on and on.
Dex, what you talking about?
Meechers, man. He trying to get out of town.
Man,
Could you blame him?
I mean, I'm gonna be nice to Denver.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say nothing mean about him this stream.
Yeah, I feel you, man. It's 28-26. Shout out Thunder. Says, my God, why Meechers out there? They got to listen, this guy is going deep into his roster. So this is what it is. There's going to be certain things we wonder what the hell is going on. He's going to play his guys.
Hey, Brandon Miller low key baked for nothing. I might be overreaction over that last little defensive possession, but Jaquez kind of get around him a little too easy. Like he ain't put no. Is he in foul trouble or something? Like he ain't
No,
really put no effort in to try to block the shot or nothing. It's like he
no,
just he going straight up in the air.
yeah. I've been noticing that this year.
Meechers just scored. I keep telling Meechers. Meechers just scored.
Yeah. To no panic's point.
I mean, every now and then a trash can will get a good steak.
Yeah, Lonzo is still on the bench.
Written
on Lonzo.
To his point about Brandon, I've been noticing that this year with him that, like I said, we're not there, so it's we watching it on TV and stuff. But I don't like that. Like, it's not a Brandon Miller, it's a league problem where I see guys and I'm like, really? Like, you didn't have the angle, like you didn't see the same thing I seen. As far as the defense or going up to block a shot, but they say things look differently. But I just ain't like defensively how Brandon Miller has looked this year so far.
Yeah, I think he kind of letting it get to his head that he a secondary scorer, so he don't gotta put as much effort out on the defensive end.
Absolutely.
And then when you get a new coach, the new coach always come in preaching defense to everybody. Like everybody got to play defense, everybody got to play the full game. But it's like after a couple of games, like your star players ain't trying to hit that, and their mind is like, yeah, but I already put most of the effort out on offense.
Yeah.
So this whole lead thing, that we going to hinge on. You want to see how well can he get some of these players or these young players to buy into what he's trying to do.
Correct.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's a crazy game. We got Tyler Hero. He's cooking. It's 31-28, 9:20 to go in the second quarter. We got Meechers. Meechers putting the moves on. Meechers, another mid-range jumper. That's off. Taj Gibson couldn't get the rebound. Ty's just a little too small, a little too old.
First of all, Thunder, don't be yelling at us.
What the hell? Jaquez Jr. just got fouled. That was some BS. Lonzo Ball is checking in the game, y'all. We back here in Orlando, but Billy Donovan is calling the timeout. So we got a few more minutes before we see Lonzo Ball's second stint in the game. His second quarter, 10:03 to go Orlando.
think he needs to go back to college. He's a terrible NBA coach.
Who? Billy?
Donovan.
Oh yeah. Don't nobody rock with Billy. He'll be all right.
And with Charlotte, their rookie is number 31.
Tijon, yes.
Tijon. He
Yeah.
had a scratch now where offensively he pulled out for a three. He had a corner three on the catch and shoot. But on the defensive end, he just looked like his feet too slow. Like I see
I'm
him trying to
saying
defend somebody in the perimeter. I think it been Hero. And I know Hero is a little quicker, is quicker with all, but I know I don't like how he shift this man to the whole. I know he just shifted him out the way too easy for me to look at him and say like, yeah, like he gonna be something. I gotta see a little more of him. I don't think I watched too much of him.
I think I want to, because I ain't heard nobody talk about how Tijon look in person, but from the pictures, it's like he's physically built, if that makes sense, for the NBA game. He's just got slow. He's like Jaquez, where I think he's slow, like got slow feet, and his feet is made out of cinder blocks at times. But he do look more athletic than what I've seen at first overseas.
Right.
But I
Yeah, because
don't.
he look kind of slow. He look like he kind of slow, but I know it might just be. I know, but he had a decent scratch offensively though. He kind of showed that he can scratch the floor, but he also can take up some room in the paint.
Yeah, I like I said, I think he should work on his post game and his first of all, before he work on anything offensively, he needs to work on his dribbling and his hand, his hands, catching and stuff like that. But yes, most importantly, please work on the dribbling because he cannot dribble. He's somebody that's catch and shoot only.
Right.
Let's see, you got Michich out there with it. Michich kicked it out to Martin. But we got to stop and play. Here come Lonzo on the Bulls. Let's see what they can do with it.
Oh, Riley.
So y'all ever give y'all like realistic opinion on what the Bulls gonna be this season, or y'all just kind of?
I
I
mean,
think
I don't look at them as contenders. I'm here
either.
for Lonzo.
What I'm proud of is a lot of NBA teams, except for Philadelphia, are sticking it to the NBA this season and being very competitive early. And then when February come after All-Star break, sorry, we'll see the reality that they was pretending, i.e. the Nets. The Nets out here looking good. I'm like, come on now. Because they trying to sell to get even more picks. That's understandable and stuff.
Vucevic just scored it. It's Lonzo Ball is on the floor right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Brandon Miller just turned over the ball.
Lonzo, he picking up Suggs. You got Orlando. I gotta get what's this other dude's name? They got another guy who I ain't never seen before.
Who?
On Orlando. Oh no, I think that's Black. He just got his braids done. I didn't recognize him.
Man, my Arkansas ain't looking. Let me stop. I'm just being a savage today.
Right. Here comes Jaquez Jr. Jaquez just got a shit blocked by Brandon Miller. Good defense.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say. Let's see.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because thank you. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you. And Miami, thank you. Because Lord Jesus Christ. Get these people out of here.
That was 42. It's 32-46. Lonzo is out there playing defense. Here comes Kobe White. He's pushing it. Kobe White finds Vucevic all the way to the cup. He couldn't convert it. Here comes Black.
Thunder.
3-ball by Wendell Carter. That was an air ball.
Boy, the way Wendell Carter fell from grace.
Yeah.
Shaking my head.
They used to talk about him very highly, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
He's at the fall from grace.
But expectations expectations. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's a real pain in the ass. Lonzo Ball is out there. It's 32-48, 8:47 to go, second quarter.
I will say this. I guess Orlando is proving me wrong. I thought they would drop, a little bit without Pablo being there, but I
Yeah.
guess the team is pretty solid. So
Lonzo just stripped Wendell Carter. Lonzo Ball is out there playing defense. Zach for three. Damn, that would have been an epic conversion. Lonzo came through and stripped Wendell Carter. Man, the IQ level for Lonzo was just on another level.
Hornets took a timeout, but before that, Brandon Miller made a 3.
Good. Here comes the silver for Orlando. 3-ball Suggs. That's off. Here comes Black. Uh-oh. Lonzo stripped Black. Now Lonzo playing defense.
And I'm gonna say something
You should see Lonzo doing a lot on the floor. And he
about
stripped Black. He just stripped Black.
about Lonzo too.
Man, that was crazy. With another steal. Lonzo. That's what I'm saying. This man is being effective on the floor. Lonzo was being effective, and he ain't even scored yet. But he infecting the game. That's just crazy. This kind of shit just don't show up in the stats.
And yet most people would bypass him. Ooh, let me not go there tonight.
Yeah. Wait till you start hitting some shots. This guy was coming off injury. That's what I said. I said the offense eventually is going to come.
It's not even that. I think Lonzo, outside of like catching and shooting and hitting layups, he should. I said I wasn't gonna go there. I said I wasn't gonna go there.
Oh, here we go. I'll assume all the way to the cup. They kick it to Talon Horton, and he scores a big 3. 35-48. You got to think LaMelo should be checking in.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming in. They got to give him more minutes to meet you.
Boy, they ain't gonna be able to sell.
I don't know what's going on, but it's 35-48.
Brandon Miller just made a layup. Congratulations.
I was crazy, my man. It's 37-34. 6:30 to go in the second.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where Dex went.
He'll be coming back. Oh my goodness. Lonzo Ball, cash money. Lonzo on the board, y'all. 3-ball. That bitch was wet too, man. I'm sorry. But that was crazy. Shout out to Lonzo.
Hey,
man, I tell you, the offense is gonna eventually come.
I still disagree with Charles Lee making him be more perimeter centric, but whatever.
Who?
Brandon Miller. I forgot how much they said he weighed coming into the season too. Let me go look that up to see how much he weighed. I'm gonna go here, like so.
I just picked up a tech.
Boy, Philly ought to be ashamed.
It's crazy out there. 38-51, Orlando. There we go. I'll DeSumo all the way. Lonzo Ball. Zach Green has it. I mean, I'll give it back to Lonzo. That's what I'm saying. They can't get it. They're going to vote. Zach about to shoot over two people. Horton Tucker all the way to the cup, and he scores it. Big time play from Talon Horton Tucker. It's 40-52. 6:15 to go in the second. What the hell happened? Oh, okay, I'm about to say, what's going on with LaMelo? He finally back in the game. Here come Io DeSumo to the cup, and he's fouled. Three ball was off.
Damn, a Bulls down bad like that. They got Taylor Horton Thornton.
I didn't even know. I thought Tucker was still in.
He's like an old nigga out there. He's like an old nigga out there.
I thought Tucker was still in Utah.
How the mighty it fall. That moment LeBron had that boy, like he been one of the top players in the next 5 years.
He don't look Brandon Miller don't look like he weighed 200 pounds. He looked like he weighed around the same as LaMelo. And by the way, I'm about to look on ESPN too. NBA.com got Miller's height at 6'7".
Really?
I'm about to go look at ESPN to see what, because they said he was 6'9". What the hell? Let's go here. Let's see what height they got him listed at over here. Because I could have sworn he was 6'9" last year. He was listed at. How he lose 2 inches? No, they got Miller listed as now. Thunder.
Oh.
Thunder. I could have sworn they said Brandon Miller was 6'9" or 6'8". How he lose 2 inches?
What they said, he's 6'6"?
No, 6'7".
6'7".
Brandon Miller. I could have sworn he was listed last year at 6'9".
Yeah, Lonzo was on the bench. LaMelo's out there. It was 3:38 to go in the second.
Can you confirm that for me, Thunder?
He scored though.
Because it ain't no way that this man is 6'7".
For him to be that stick moving like that, you would think he was about 6'11", 6'10", or some shit like that. Because he moved damn stuff, so you would think, but god damn,
unless he got a wingspan of a 6'9" player, but I could have sworn he was listed at 6'9" all last year.
Yeah, to me, that's the caveat of you drafting him that high over what not, and like I said, regardless of what their career got going on now, that's the only thing that I would be like, okay, cool. If I got to draft a player over Scoot this year, he's gonna be a 6'11", 6'9" player that can shoot the three. Like that right there alone, and would make me feel like I dropped him over Scoot or whatever. So if I'm only 6'7",
yeah,
damn,
I'm looking for them KD. Shout out to Ellis. They got this man listed at 6'7" across the board. Man, I need some answers. Who?
Yeah.
I think I'm about to ask because I know he's a Hornets fan. I'm gonna have to ask him, but I could have sworn everybody had him listed at 6'9". So hopefully it's a mistake, and maybe Charlotte didn't notice.
Well, Seth Curry's out there with it. He's in trouble. He throws it to LaMelo. He pump fakes a three to Cody Martin. Cody Martin missed the 3 ball. Rebounded by Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo playing point center right now, y'all. Bam Adebayo looking for Jimmy buckets. Cody Martin on Jimmy Butler. Lonzo was on the bench. We out here in Charlotte. Oh, Jimmy just loses it. Here comes LaMelo. LaMelo, big time pass. T-Jan has it. They dump it out to Taj Gibson, and Taj Gibson scores it. It's 39-45. The Hornets just hanging around. There's 2:20 to go in the second quarter. This is a good position for him to be in right now.
I wish it was a tad bit. I mean, I guess this is as close as I'm going to get, but I'm still keeping confidence that they're gonna win this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of them teams where it's like you want to tinker with the roster, but you kind of don't. Because it's like the way they built right now is how they winning. But if you add a player in there that kind of take away from that, it's like,
No,
did you get better? You know what
Cody
I
Mack
mean? Like,
at range. Here comes Jimmy. About a
shit, they
minute.
beat us the other night.
Come on. Oh, never mind. They just took a timeout flight.
Then this is Taj Gibson, too old. Yeah, do you mind cutting the TV down just a little bit?
Okay.
My bad. I just don't want the audio.
I understand.
Yeah, you good. But I mean, seriously, this is just crazy, man. What's going on? Charlotte got to get a W, man.
You're right. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Thunder. Wasn't he listed at 6'9" last year? I can see it. He probably still trying to find it, but I could have sworn he was.
Thunder says Taj looks too old. Taj gonna be good, man.
Yeah. But I remember, I don't know if you was there that night, flight, when I told Dex that the Hornets can convey. I don't know. I guess there's no limit on how many times teams can convey their picks back to themselves, and stuff like that. And I said, I feel like they looking at this draft and they want to they might feel like, they one piece away, whether it's veteran or another young player, and they want to add to that. So that the best way for them to do that is to look competitive but be mediocre at the same time, because they pick his top 14 protected, and if it falls out of the top 14, we all know it goes to San Antonio. So
I'm with you there.
yeah, I think that's honestly, and I don't agree with that actually.
What, the picks?
Yeah, no, because it's a lot to do with the talent that they got, but like, I don't agree with you. I think they should play to the best of their ability that they can. Because if you're telling me this is a team, regardless of injury, that's really 6-11, I think they're an 11-16 currently, but because the lack of picks that they have, specifically first round picks, which are hard to come by because you got to give up, some decent talent to get them. I think that's what this, the new regimen is. They just trying to keep what they can, along with developing the young talent and bringing in value.
I said they ain't even measure Brandon Miller at the combine.
They
I seen
did.
a lot of 6'7" without shoes, 6'7",
Oh
6'9" with shoes.
wow! Wow. So he was never really 6. That's crazy.
Cause they do. I remember they had Bronny listed at like 6'6" or 6'7", but he come up to like 6'1" or something, or 6'2".
Yeah, I remember
And like
that.
college don't get the official one, or the college just kind of put their own thing on there. They're trying to throw
Yeah,
some juice on top of their roster or whatever.
yeah, like
Because once you start getting into a prospect throughout the college season, and you going throughout that year thinking, damn, he can do this, and he's 6'9". Even when you find out he only 6'6", you still might want to draft him.
right. I agree with that. Who's that in this? Like, I seen a lot of people get mad this year. I don't know if it was because of Bronny. I feel like it wasn't. And they were like, "Oh, it's stupid to measure guys without shoes. They play in shoes." I said, when you go to the hospital, you have to take off your shoes. That's always been the thing. When you get your weight and stuff done, you got to take off your jacket. Your phone got to come up out of your pocket. All of that. When you go to the hospital, you should be doing those things. They've always measured people without shoes.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the only thing I can say, like to play devil's advocate a little bit, is when you look on, like, okay, if you look at a roster on paper, let's say you coach a team, you going against the other team, and you looking at your roster and your tallest player like 5'9", 6 feet, you coaching kids or whatever like that. So that 5'9", 6 feet kid, that's your center. But then you look at the other roster and they got like point guard 6'2", down shooting guard 6'2", like, and everybody 6'2", 6'3", or blah blah whatnot. That competitive advantage gonna change how you want to coach the game. So you can't really plan how you want to. Not saying that they height and being listed or not listed is a big thing, but at the same time, it's like you kind of want that advantage of somebody kind of either underestimating you or overestimating you. Like I know you look at Draymond, you would think Draymond like 6'6", 6'9", the way he be playing, but he come out that he like 6'5". If
Yep.
that.
One isn't Clay 6'5" also?
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah. Because I was surprised to find that. I was like, really?
Shout out to Ball Facts. Man, this is crazy, y'all. I don't know what the Hornets gonna do this year. You know, the Miami just really just took over and to close that quarter.
Yeah, I'm
What they
disappointed
gonna do?
on how they ended this second quarter.
What the hell are they gonna do?
I
It's
think
like on that last possession I'm watching with LaMelo, or this is the current one. My joint kind of damn glitching, but it's like if Brandon Miller on the floor, he a second level scorer. I mean, secondary scorer. Even if he's just a good shooter, it shouldn't be a time where his man leave to go double on LaMelo. Like
but
that's kind of why you in the game to kind of create that gravity.
I agree with that, but you do understand that Miami specifically earlier this year, Miami and Boston, I can't remember which is which, but one of the teams plays LaMelo to score and the other one is to play make. I think Miami might play him, so he can't create for others, so they want him to score. Meanwhile, Boston lets him score and Miami plays him as like a playmaker, so they want to get the ball out of his hands into more catch and shoot situations. So I still think that's dumb logic to leave Brandon Miller open. But yeah, if I'm playing him and I don't want him setting other guys up, yeah, I'm going to send guys at him all game long, blitz him and stuff like that. Long as I got the proper personnel. Leavers. Okay, I because I asked Dex this. So Trent, how long should LaMelo's rest be? Like what, 2 to 3 minutes, and then he comes back in the game?
He shouldn't get no damn breaks. To be honest with you, like shit, if he can do them all day, let him do them all day. Like that's the only place you get in any kind of offense from. Like whatever offensive scheme you trying to run, it's not there yet. Not this early in the season. You still building that chemistry. You still building that trust and all
Okay,
that. So
I
it's
respect
like,
that, Trent. I respect
huh?
that. Trent said 4 minutes. I respect that.
4 minutes. I mean, depending on where the 4 minutes at.
I
Depending
think
on Wayne the 4 minutes, because you talking about a 4 minutes like in the first half or 4 minutes in the second half? As if it's in the second half, is it in the fourth quarters in the third quarter? You know, third quarter is the damn quarter team let the damn run shit up.
because
Can they afford 4 minutes? Even if you split them up a minute each, it's like, is that enough for a break?
but we gotta recognize this ain't football. Unless the ball goes out of bounds or a foul, or it gets stuck in the rim, they have to call timeouts a lot of times to do substitutions.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
that's
why saying like, okay, let's say you say 4 minutes, right? We say 4 minutes. You
mm-hmm.
give them a minute each quarter. A minute in basketball time is a lot longer than a minute in real life. Is that 1 minute they don't run up and down the court like maybe 5 to 6 times each. Because nobody really draining the shot clock out. You kind of taking the best shot you can. So is that a
Especially
break? That 1 minute, like they can get down by like 7 in that 1 minute. Is
yeah.
what I'm trying to break down without LaMelo Ball. That's the offense. That's the offense. I don't see nothing else from what they're doing on this court that'll make me believe that LaMelo can miss a few games and they'll right the ship. I think that's a team that if LaMelo miss games, it's because they're already a bad team. They just shocking teams with wins.
Yeah. Hence to why they are 6-11 instead of 11-6.
Mm-hmm.
Because another thing that was my concern, it was a lot as I look at things now, and I knew this going into the season. they had a lot of glaring holes to me, which was paint defense and perimeter defense, 3-point shooting. I think going to the free throw line, yes, that's a glaring issue, but that's due to how the game is played. And with your best player in LaMelo, you not really driving to the rim and at times avoiding contact, or sometimes not finishing and kind of fishing for a foul. You know, that's not no excuse, but I think that could have been fixed, with the current players or whatever, but they still got the same issue. I'm about to see where they is as a team for 3-point shooting, unless Trent knows off the top of his head where they are in the league right now as far as 3-point shooting. Hopefully they are top 10. Hopefully, but again, they've struggled to me with the same issues since LaMelo's been there. There's not been any ramifications to fix the issue and the problems.
And I mean, it would help if they had recognized LaMelo a little earlier as the franchise and start seeing day one to build around him.
Mm-hmm.
Like even from free agency, like they should have been doing that.
Like to me, you still need 3-and-D. Like you need guys like Josh Green, but you need better efficiency and more impact, especially on the defensive end and stuff like that. So like Mark Williams fits for LaMelo because he's good around the rim as far as defending and stuff like that. And I think that's the way, which is once again probably why they drafted Tijon, because they're like, listen, he's not going to be this all-world, all-defensive team type defender. So let's bring some guys in here that can defend. Or if they get past LaMelo, they're able to, stop him and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's like the players you need around LaMelo is just athletic ability. You need shooting. Like you need high. Like you don't. It's like you need high IQ players to win, because he can't be the only high IQ player on the court. You got to have other players on the court or other players on the team that, even if he make the right pass, they need to know to make the even better pass, instead of, okay, well, I get the ball. I mean, I open, I shooting them, and that ain't your shot. Like Brandon Miller, I don't know why they still running. I mean, I wouldn't say I wouldn't know why they running sets for him, but it's like, start running sets for him. Like y'all gonna find out that like he just need to do same thing he doing most of this game. Set these little back screens and roll out to the corner. That's the best you can really do right now. And if you ain't put the ball in his hand and go get us some buckets type player yet, because Charlotte
But
ain't winning nothing if he ain't that. If he can't be 20 points one night, 24 points the next night, and then like for next couple of games, like you shooting 20% from the field.
yeah, I don't know what's going on with Miller. I don't think it's a lingering injury. I don't know what's going on. But
I can tell you what's going on. Playing good on a bad team. When LaMelo been out, they
that
was
applies to
technically a
LaMelo
bad
too.
team.
That applies to LaMelo.
Yeah, that do. But see, with LaMelo, we don't see him damn drop 50 down a couple of nights ago. We don't see him averaging triple doubles. Even if you take half of his production away, he's still a productive player. If you take half of what Brandon Miller do away from him, and I say half because I trying to make up like the having a bad team thing that I can't unsee, because we can't put them in a different situation or whatever magically. So it's like I'm gonna take half of the production away. LaMelo stole he's still gonna give you 15, 5 and 5.
It's not even that. We have to understand, when putting these guys in different situations, specifically on different teams, the production or the way they might approach the game is different. Like how Charlotte is currently running Brandon Miller. A team like Miami might choose to run him differently, or New Orleans or Sacramento. Even with the Suns, like players look different in different situations depending on the coach's philosophy and how the coach approaches the game.
That's true.
So I think pretty much this team is kind of built off of LaMelo's ability to hit deep threes, which I don't have an issue, but it's when guys like I heard them talking about Cooper Flag today. I believe some of these guys on this team have talent, but people aren't willing to admit it's guys that can put up 25 points in this league, but that 25 points, i.e. Jaren Jackson Jr., it's not as impactful as what you think it is. It's like, yeah, they had 25, 7, and 7 rebounds and what, a block, or whatever his current average is this year for Jaren Jackson, right? But when you're looking, you're like, well, the coach did pull him out. If, for instance, like the Hornets are down right now, so they pull him out, have a mental reset. And when he came back in, he didn't do much. It's like the guy that has 20 points 15 to 20 points at halftime, and you score five more points, but that 5 more points was done in garbage time. It wasn't, done to be impactful. And I think with the Hornets, it's like, okay, we're gonna build this ability, LaMelo's ability with the 3-point shooting. Once again, no problem, but where you falter at is now you got a whole bunch of guys, as I've been saying, that do the same stuff. And when LaMelo's shot isn't there, now it's, put the ball into their hands and stuff like that, and have them do this when you just had them in catch, not just for threes, but in general, just catching and shooting or rebounding. That's the issue too.
Yeah, it's like it's I don't use the word sad for this because LaMelo's still young in his career, but it's crazy that like a player got to go through. I get drafted because of my draft position. I got to play at this level per the fans.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ownership looking at it like, well, we pick you, we expect you to beat us. But the coaches kind of understand, well, he got to develop into that. So it's like, will Brandon Miller even get enough time to develop into where he want to be if Charlotte get to the point where it's like, if we move Brandon Miller in a few pieces in a couple of draft picks, we can bring in player X. It's like, he ain't gonna be the same player somewhere else. They gonna like it's like with Jordan Poole. They made that trade for Jordan Poole, so they kind of had to feature him. And now that they feature him, it's like they realize, oh, he's just really good off the bench. But you paying him too much and you give up too much to really just bring him off the bench.
Yeah.
So you kind of fucking his career up because you kind of force feeding him to be something that he ain't throughout this entire losing time. And by the time he too old to really want to make the same type of impact as in the younger years, like, oh, Jordan Poole been mid.
Yeah.
But he probably could have been a fire player if he had stayed inside and Golden State because they used him a certain way and he could have extended to a certain role. But so when I look at Brandon Miller, it's kind of sad because like I said, he a number 2 overall pick. And people going to expect, especially going to a small market like the rookie they got this year, people don't really expect much out of him just because of Brandon Miller seemed like he had a good rookie season. Mm-hmm. So you don't really expect that other high pick to do nothing. It's just LaMelo and Brandon Miller got to do something. So when Brandon Miller, like when Brandon Miller gets to a certain point in his career, they're going to say, man, listen, you ain't turning up to Kevin Durant. You're too small for that. Like, remember Monty Bates?
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to be the next Kevin Durant, but then they realized he don't fit the profile like they thought he did as far as size concerned. So now it's, instead of you having another Kevin Durant type who's 7 feet, he like 6'5". Oh, well, that ain't really special now that I think about it. Because Monty Bates thing, been not only that he been a prolific scorer, he always had looked like a Kevin Durant type build to when he was playing against the other players. Mm-hmm. So it's like that's the first thing you have in your mind. Oh, he can shoot. Oh, he already got a polished offensive game. That's the first thing everybody been saying about him. But then when they see how big he actually wasn't even like, damn.
Yeah.
I don't think this shit first round worthy.
I just think, to me, and I'm gonna be honest, a lot of these guys, when we look around the league, and this applies to LaMelo, regardless of how many assists he averaged, they're very dominant. So this team's got to share the ball. I mean, players need to share the ball. It's never gonna happen. We're never gonna see, unless the guy is really inferior offensively, i.e., Steve Nash and Tony Parker. is some of the names I can think of, or a guy like Rondo. And even for Rondo, he was a little bit dominant of the ball.
Yeah.
But unless there's players like that, expect players when a guy like Brandon Miller, where I personally feel that he might do better, not as a playmaker once again, but with the ball in his hands and stuff like that. And you got a guy like LaMelo that does feed his teammates, but at the same time, he has to get his 25 to 30 points, right? So when that happens, that creates, I think Brandon Miller's just being too inconsistent on his own this year. LaMelo's doing the best he can, and he's not knocking down the shots when LaMelo is passing him the ball. I don't know the numbers, but I do know he's been missing a lot and stuff like that. But it just happens like that. Like sometimes when I look at Brandon Ingram, I'm gonna mention this one more time. To me, Brandon Ingram has a difficult time. The reason why he's so poor as a catch and shoot player is because he does not know how to move or how to play without the ball in his hands. And I feel that way about Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller, to me personally, even though his catch and shoot numbers might look great, he's somebody that I believe that can move well off the ball, but at the same time does not play well without the ball being in his hands, to me personally. Same thing with LaMelo, regardless of his catch and shoot numbers, he's turning into, which I kind of like in a way, a guy that if you really added a guy like Chris Paul or whoever you wanted to add another playmaker, I think the percentages would look better, but I think he would, which is still good. He would still average 25. I'm not gonna do him like that. But I just think at times he won't look good. And like somebody said, a lot of these teams look for Steph Curry and ain't found a Steph Curry like player yet. Like they keep trying and don't understand you're not gonna find that player again for quite a while.
Yeah. At least to make that sort of impact from deep, like as far as you got to pick them up half court, or that shit shift your entire defense around to where you ain't got that. You can't really, like, if you one of those teams that what we want to do is we allow the paint, but we kind of try to play the perimeter and kind of we are not allow the paint, like you trying to give it up or whatever. But it's like you ain't saying, like, you ain't clogging the paint every time the ball touch the paint. Like you trusting your one or two players down there to win their one-on-one matchups or whatnot. I think when it comes to those type of teams, it's like shit. They'll never be the Curry team. Cause you already fucking up. Like your big man got to come out. Like not just he don't just affect the other offensive perimeter players or whatever, and they gain to have a space. He affect everything. All you need to do is have a athletic 4 or 5 down there with all that space. They can get to the bucket. Or if it's a long rebound, who you think winning them? Like shit, them boys.
And
they can keep looking for another Curry if they want to.
To Thunder's point about Nash, yes, I know he can drop 45, but through my eyes, Thunder, he's not.
Steve Nash ain't never been
that. He's not. I'm gonna just go there. He's not Chris Paul when it comes to scoring. Like if you put, I don't know what Steve Nash looks.
And I watched Steve Nash. If you look at Steve Nash's game, the same thing Harden been doing as far as I'm bringing the ball up, I'm gonna get into what I got to get into, whatever like that. I'm playing me. He's just been a more passive James Harden. Like the same ferocity, the same whatever you want to call it for James Harden scoring. That been Steve Nash, but he been doing it like with passing and playmaking or whatever. He been doing the same thing Curry been doing. He'll pull up a three, but he ain't been that Curry like now. I try to make it seem like he been firing up threes, but he could have knocked the three down, so you had to respect him with that. And he been hitting a lot of them little runners to the basket and shit. Like his game ain't but some unique game to where it's like,
yes, mother.
Like him and Chris, like how you say him and Chris Paul. Chris Paul could have give you 20, 25 points off of pull-ups, off of mid-range, off of getting to the basket, off of backing down players like players that been on his size or whatever. But yeah, Steve Nash ain't but not like he ain't dropping 45 with ease. Like his 45 could be a noticeable 45. Like he could work his ass off of that 45. Steve Nash had a bunch of weapons and I know how to use that shit. Like I'd have compared Steve Nash more than Jason Kidd than anybody, to be honest. And Jason Kidd, I mean, shit, he ain't really had too much offensively for a long time. He's been using his weapons, getting by on that.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see where Flight and them go.
I know, but I know the best team in basketball playing right now.
What team is that?
Dallas. We got them boy what 30? That's what 36 or 38-22. Got them looking crazy out here, man.
Come on.
I know game ain't over and nothing
Well,
like
the
that.
score for Miami, Miami's at 59 points with 9:57 left in the third. The Hornets took a timeout, and the Hornets got 44 points. So there's that.
Them boy had 4. They had 84 the other night, and Melo had 44 of them. That's crazy. And then mind you, Brandon Miller had 20 of that.
Yeah.
So between Brandon Miller and LaMelo, them boy had 64 points out of the 80, out of the 84. Like, what type of team was that? Like, I ain't gonna lie. Remember when before the season started, I've been down on the Hornets saying that they ain't about to be doing nothing. And then y'all had remind me that them boy had signed some vets and all that. But like, oh damn, them boy have a low script, low roster. Man, listen, I don't know what the fuck Taj Gibson telling these low churn, but this shit ain't working. LaMelo seemed to be the only one that said, "Bet y'all ain't trying to win, so just go out there and do my say less."
Yeah.
And the Brandon Miller, but any type of alpha athlete, that he would have, man. Listen, it would have been a team meeting by now. He would have, hey, LaMelo, listen, I get it. I can't. You know, I made an all-star team. I can't really tell you much, but we ain't winning when you going off and shit like that. Like you going off, but we ain't really doing nothing. Like you don't want to try some other shit.
Right.
Y'all want to try some
But
other shit first.
to LaMelo's defense, like the name of the game is to score at the end of the day. And if guys like Josh Green, Tijon, Taj, Trey Man being hurt too, and stuff like that are not healthy and not hitting their shots, what they supposed to do?
Yeah, that's true. But see, when I look at LaMelo, I don't know if it's just because we kind of watch him grow up.
Mm-hmm.
And like, be honest, do you think Melo give a fuck about winning the championship? And that's a real fucking question. Like, I can't even explain how real of a question that is for me.
I think initially he did, but I think the criticism is getting to him. So I think now he's like, I can't do nothing to satisfy people. You know, they want me to be more efficient. I become more efficient, but they say I'm not a winning player. So I get my teammates involved and I do this and I take a backseat to scoring. They say that I'm not a leader, I'm childish and stuff like that. So I think it's frustrating for him. But I do think he goes back and forth and be like, yeah, I do want to win the ring. I do want to be in the playoffs and stuff like that. But it's the criticism. And that's why I said at the beginning of the stream, when I heard people talk about him, I believe that was Monday. I just feel like the criticism is unfair. It's not right when it comes to him. If you're saying he don't have a good team and people like Ja, which is a fact, had better teammates, guys like Darius Garland or not Cole Anthony. What's that man's name? Anthony Edwards had better teammates, and you're admitting that he didn't have a better team. That's the end of the discussion. He can only do so much, and when he gets on the floor with the team that he has, until the organization does right by him and starts drafting and of course developing guys better and working them into the rotation and stuff like that, it's gonna be what it is.
Yeah. And when I ask that question, it's more so like I look at LaMelo like in the same vein as like KD and Kyrie, like players like that like don't get me wrong, yeah, like with Katie, just like look at Katie. I feel like Kid ain't really at care like with all his heart and soul. Like he wanted to beat us. He just wanted to be the best, right? I'm not saying these players don't want to win a championship. What I'm saying is like I don't think some of these players really give a fuck about ever winning a championship as long as they can look cool doing it or they getting paid or they popular or whatever like that. I
Yeah,
think that with a media job, like I can bash the media all day, but that's kind of what keep these players honest though, because it's like I think if Kevin Durant had a choice to go to any team when he been with the Rockets and they ain't but no talks about he need to win a championship and he ain't that because a lot of players do this right here. They do like how people do in life. They live through life. They get in their 20s, they love their 20s. They get to their 30s, then they realize like, damn, I 30 and this person got this and I ain't got that. Damn,
mm,
I 40, this person got that and I ain't got this shit. And you start to panic because in your mind you don't got time. So I feel like a lot of NBA players like who just like the hoop, who's out there to hoop, like KD. I think they grind to be the best. Ain't got nothing to do with a championship because you don't need to have a team thing to be considered the best. Like Jordan considered the best because he got 6 championships. But if you just want to say, okay, let's say championships never matter, who's the best player you ever watched? A lot of people still probably say Jordan.
yeah,
So I think that's what KD and these type players like LaMelo chasing after. Like I just want to be known as one of the nicest niggas that ever hoop. But if I
yeah.
gotta win championships to get my name in that conversation, I guess I gotta do what I gotta do. I go in the Golden State.
Oh, and I think the best example is that it's Carmelo Anthony.
Exactly. Carmelo going to college and won a championship was only college season he won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
He take a team to a championship like, and everybody mind he been stamped. If LeBron ain't been coming up that year, like it would have been a no brainer. LeBron is the only thing that would have been drafted in front of Carmelo Anthony for a couple of these drafts. To be honest with you, not even just that draft, a lot of draft, a little bit after that, and damn in between.
Yep. I think you have guys that are kind of like with Carmelo, he was like, I think he has. I feel like 4 is a bit much. He might have 3 or something like that. Olympian medals and stuff
I
like
know he
that.
had the record. Yeah, he had the record at one point. If he ain't still got him.
Yeah, and he went on a podcast. I forgot exactly what he said, but he said that alone makes him a first ballot Hall of Famer and whatever like that. And I frowned my face up. I was like, yeah, that's dope because nobody has done it prior to you, at least to my recognition. But it's like you still should have been competitive because your Denver team, was cool. It was all right. You should have been more competitive with that Denver team than what you was. And same thing with New York. When you went out east, the conference was easier. You should have been more competitive, more impactful on winning, and you weren't. But you want to sell me, oh, I got these medals, and that alone, I can't use LeBron James or Kobe Bryant, so I'm not gonna use that. Who can I use? I think Allen Iverson is easy because Allen Iverson, outside of making a finals appearance, it is what it is right there.
Yeah.
I don't know who, maybe like Chauncey Billups or something like that. Which from a scoring perspective, yeah, Melo is better, but
Mhm.
I value, to my personal knowledge, I know the basketball, is college and high school and stuff like that, plus the NBA career, but I value what Chauncey Billups was able to do with that Detroit team and how limited they were as an offense
Mhm.
more than Carmelo's Olympic medals, I would say.
Yeah, but see, when it's two things. As first thing is, it depends. Like how you say, it depends on what he's talking about. Because you got the NBA Hall of Fame, you got the Basketball Hall of Fame. In the
Hmm.
Basketball Hall of Fame, he's a first ballot every day, all day. Because he done win at the college level in his long season. Like he take a
And I
Syracuse
think he won in
program.
high school too.
Yeah, and then his NBA career, like ain't like he let nobody down to be a number 2 or number 3 overall pick. I should say. Is that what I mean?
I
Like
mean,
he is like
when you think about it, so it was LaMelo, Lord Jesus, Carmelo, LeBron, Bosh was in that draft, right?
yeah, Bosh, D Wade, Darko Milicic,
So when you look
Darren Williams.
at
Not Darren Williams. Not Darren
Derek,
Williams.
what's that man's name? Dwayne Wade got 2 rings, right? 2 NBA championships. LeBron got 4.
Mm.
And Chris Bosh made 3 finals appearances with the Heat, right? Carmelo is like,
I mean, but if they team up, you got to
I
cancel
don't
their
want
rings out now.
to me, Carmelo comes off of what I have accomplished with these Olympic medals is more important than what D Wade did when he got to the finals without LeBron, and then when he went, those his 4 appearances basically. You should value even though the USA had the better athletes in the more talented players and stuff like that. And I don't like that. Like, if I feel like there's a disadvantage, even to this day, regardless of what people feel about the USA side of the ball, naturally, we still have the more talented players. So when you sell me, oh, I got these medals, I'm looking at you like, but come on, man.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Like, I get exactly what you mean. Like, why are you bragging about something that, like, kind of a given every time we step on the court? Like, you just being on Halliburton got a fucking gold medal. Like, think about it. Like, that shit don't really mean much in the bigger scale of things. Like, when we think about winning championships or whatever like that, that puts you in a different realm. But the thing I'll give Carmelo is this right here. If Carmelo had get drafted in the spot he's supposed to get drafted at, he would have had championships already. He would have been with Detroit. Detroit even going to the finals after the year that Carmelo get drafted or whatever. They could have had he could have get 2 chips off of just Detroit alone. Their team been good for about 3-4 years after they won their championship. So at the end of the day, like shit, that could have been some rings. That's a shoulda, woulda, coulda game. Cool. When he been in Denver, the team he had around him, like he the one who boosts Denver to make the playoffs before they get Iverson or whatever. He been boosting them boy, so he play his role better than what LeBron been doing. Cause LeBron, and I'm not saying LeBron ain't had LeBron team probably wasn't as good as Carmelo team in Denver earlier days or whatever.
Yeah, I
But
would
the
agree with
fact
that.
still remain we know Carmelo been the driving force behind that one. It ain't like we been no, Nene been the man. He been the one. Or no, he been Kmart. Or no, he been that rookie. So it's but then if you ain't want to talk about that, it's then when he going to New York, you got to think about he said, you can't blame him for going to New York because it's he ain't really come from nothing. So you can't just leave for show money just for money. He can't
Yeah,
think like that. He ain't been this. So when it come to that, it's okay, cool. He take the New York Knicks thing, but then when he get there, can you even blame him going really? Because they had Amari Stoudemire, but he get hurt. He ain't even playing. They had the front office promised we gonna bring a 3rd star in next season or whenever another star player because they want to do the big 3 in New York too. That been the original plan. But you think a 3rd star gonna look at New York and say, "Damn, Amari never playing," and then when he is playing, he a shell of herself.
Yep.
This nigga shit. Carmelo with the ball in his hand. Carmelo ain't about to conform to no offense. Then they bring in D'Antonio, and that ain't even gonna work
That
because
was terrible.
now you trying to speed up a player faster than he want to go. Not all you gonna put the ball in. That's why Lynn Sanity had worked for them little couple of weeks. Cause Lynn Sanity been the guard that can pull up and shoot. He get hot at the right time. Ain't but no coincidence. He been doing the same thing Steve Nash been doing, the same thing James Harden been doing. Everybody that get in D'Antonio office, that's the plan. But when D'Antonio he come to LA and run Kobe in the ground. That shit ain't no his offense
Oh,
ain't built for everybody.
another thing I want to address, we need to choose a struggle because LeBron is greater than Kobe. I hate that people use something could be a fact and truth. So we know it's a fact that he played with Eddie Jones, and I forgot the other man that they always mention. They played in front of him.
Nick Van Exel.
Rick Fox and all these guys.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't understand when guys getting compared to Carmelo Anthony and LeBron, why do they feel that Kobe should have asked out of a good situation to struggle like LeBron did, or even Carmelo to a certain extent.
And said
I don't
even
get why people hold that against him. Like, oh, he played with this. I'm
right,
like, okay, and
right. And then like shit. We watched Kobe going through his struggle years. He just ain't been at the start of his career.
right,
You know what I mean? Like he had to struggle before he went with Paul Gasol. Like he had Smush Park and all them on the scene.
yeah,
Like Kobe been he going through his I got bad teammates I can't work with. Kobe ain't no point guard. I feel like when you a guard and you more like a lead guard, I feel like you kind of can dictate how good or bad your team is more so than strictly a two guard. Because they ain't been putting the ball in Kobe. Remember when Kobe get Derek Fisher back? Look what happened.
right. Like it was just irritating because on Gilbert's podcast, I ain't afraid to call him out.
Oh
They
yeah,
had
Gilbert got something against Kobe, but he just ain't gonna say it.
I kept caught that. But they asked who would you rather build a team around, Ja or LaMelo? And the first thing they went to was, oh, Ja had the better teammates. Okay, that's a fact and it's true. But what you wanted to do, what did y'all want Ja to do with the better team? Play, which he had terrible games, and stuff.
And
But
ain't nobody know Desmond Bain
I'm
is gonna be
confused.
okay.
Like I'm confused.
Yeah, I know. It's like
Like I'm confused. We all acknowledge that the ownership, Michael Jordan and Mitch, did terrible. They put terrible pieces around LaMelo. But please stop. Oh, they had the better teammates. And as to put all the success on Ja's success is because of how Ja came in, the work that Ja put in along with the organization, putting the pieces around him for him to succeed. And stuff like that. Same thing with LaMelo's current success that he had, regardless of the pieces that they have put around him, as far as his efficiency and his scoring and things like that. He's successful because of the work he's put in and stuff like that. He don't decide at the end of the day who they draft and who they resign and who plays at what position and stuff like that, or however you would put it. Who plays where? I'm not gonna say at what position because they say it's positionless. So it's really aggravating when you say, "Oh, they had the better team, they had the better player, or they had such and such all-star." Like, shut up at this point.
yeah. Because I mean, like you say, you can't really pick your teammates at the end of the day. You gotta like just with opponents, you can't pick your food. You gotta play who in your schedule. So when people be bringing up teammates, John, they don't do be getting annoying, especially with Kobe. When they be
Yep.
like he had Shaq, it's like, damn, like Kobe had to do something, isn't it? You gotta
Right,
get a man credit for what he actually did instead of like think about it, Shaq wouldn't have won without Kobe. We haven't seen Shaq win without
right,
Kobe before
and,
Kobe
and
did.
that's
He did
hardly
when he went
ever
with D Wade. It's
right.
like Shaq ain't going on to a new team and now he with the Heat, he won them on himself. He had a aging Alonzo Mourning, but still an effective Alonzo Mourning. He had a young D
Melo's
Wade.
back in the game.
Okay, thank you, Dex.
We're fighting.
I him and a little money.
Come on, man.
I know
Who
the Knicks
want to
getting that
throw
ass spanked
something?
right now.
I know. I want to throw something, but
Who the Knicks playing?
58-38.
Who they playing?
You know they playing Dallas. Well, 60-38
Oh,
now.
okay, okay.
I forget that get
so
cat.
Thunder.
That's a
So
relevant
Thunder.
cat is.
And I agree with you, Thunder, that it's not the Hornets year, right? But if I hear one more time when they compare him, because I think even without Brunson having the better team, then LaMelo is still the better player. But if I hear one more time somebody say LaMelo, such and such got a better team, but that's why LaMelo not better, I'm a scream.
What do
That's
you
why
mean
the
by
other night
LaMelo
we been
not
having
better?
that game changer conversation. Like, was a game changer? That's
Yeah.
why I've been saying like LaMelo can be a game changer, but you can only change so much if like you only playing with a certain level of players. So a lot of people giving him the criticism. Like we've been talking about this like 2 years ago with LaMelo. I
Mm-hmm.
say even gonna be a time where LaMelo career gonna come out where he gonna be in year 4 or 5. He probably just signed an extension, and now they're gonna be like, hey, but now you gotta win, you gotta earn that money, you gotta so and so and so. And
So
now everybody gonna be picking over what he doing, regardless of who he got on his team. They gonna feel
uh,
like, well, you a star player, you should lift everybody out of the situation.
yeah.
And they do that with everybody. Angela Miller, everybody, like Donovan Mitchell had that moment and he gone. Now they don't look at Donovan Mitchell like, oh yeah, he's that player that's going to take. Like when he first get traded to Cleveland, everybody thought Cleveland gonna be one of these juggernauts now because he already been a good team when he just been Sexton and thing that season before they get him.
Yeah, it's irritating. And to answer Dex's point, like let's talk about Halliburton, right? No panic. Do you think currently right now Halliburton has the better team? Halliburton.
Then
Have a
Charlotte.
better team than who?
Charlotte.
Of course. Come on, man.
What about Ja? Do Ja got the better team?
Come on. I mean, you got to be. That's got to be rhetorical. You can't really be asking that as a question.
I'm asking because of the conversation they had on Gil's thing, and I think.
I know
his name that's on there, but she's
Listen,
like,
regardless,
I'll take
regardless of what Gil and them are saying, you can see it for yourself. Is Grizzly a playoff team?
Yes, but they're
perennial playoff team. They go to playoff every year.
But it's not a
without y'all
issue, Dex. It leads back to like the Kobe versus LeBron argument when people say, well, Kobe had Shaq. And I said, so what did y'all want that man to do? As he got better, I don't want to play for the Lakers no more. Trade me so I can have a team.
He did ask for a trade, though.
I mean, yes, but not because his team
not to get worse teammates.
Yeah, they wanted him. Everybody wants. A lot of people, instead of just looking at the greatness of LeBron's statistics, the thing that frustrates me is LeBron had the worst of teammates. He didn't really have a good team, which is true, until he got.
I mean, this is idiotic to say and compare LaMelo winning situation to other teams and other stars that have second all-stars. How many times we have this conversation, Purple? What are you trying to get out of it? You trying to get a different answer?
No, it's not me trying to get it.
Name a second all-star. Name a second all-star LaMelo play with. Name one.
But what I'm trying to get you to understand.
That's what she's trying to say. She's not trying to argue for or against or whatever. She's just saying she's tired of hearing people talking out of 2000 mode. 1 minute they're saying this player ain't got no teammates or whatever like that, but they also saying that same player ain't doing the same thing as another player like a Ja who wouldn't but got a good team. It's like you can't keep holding that against LaMelo if you saying he ain't got a good team. Like what you supposed to do? So with the Kobe example, what she's trying to say is, what do you expect Kobe to do? Ask for a trade to the worst team in the league so he can prove to y'all he a good player, or do he stay on the same team?
LaMelo gunning right now though, but I mean, it's really not a conversation. That's what I'm saying. Anybody with a sane mind could see it.
Oh no, I don't think she's been trying to make it like an argument. I think she's been kind of just ranting and venting on it.
But she brought up Gil and all those people, right?
Yeah, because Gil don't know the hell.
Know Gil is for LaMelo. Yeah, Gil is for LaMelo. I understand that. But at the same time, you can be for or against LaMelo. It doesn't matter. It's what you see. And what you see is that he ain't never played with a second all-star. Not even close. Well, I won't say not even close. Bridges was the closest of a second all-star LaMelo played with.
I mean, but see, I don't like when we use the word all-star because everybody in the league can't make an all-star. They got a certain limited numbers.
It doesn't matter if you make an all-star. You can trade for all-star. No, you can trade for all-star.
No, but why he's saying is we using the label, the accolade of all-star to try to like bring value to a person as a teammate. When Terry Rozier was averaging 20 a game.
There ain't no all-star. I understand
that. I understand that. What I'm trying to tell you is we can't say, oh well, Kyle Korver played with a bunch of all-stars that year that the Hawks win all them games. Yeah, they made an all-star game, but they're not all-star players. They just
why would you bring up Kyle Korver? Huh? That sounds deceitful. Why would you bring up Kyle Korver? That sounds deceitful. No. Kyle Korver has never been the man on his team.
I understand that, but what I'm trying to break down to you is he made an all-star team.
In Philly.
All right, but what I'm saying is he made an all-star team. You proving my point. He made an all-star team. He was never the man on the team. So what I'm saying is, just because
Okay,
you
who was
make
he
an
playing with
all-star,
then?
that don't
Hold on,
always just qualify you as
hold on,
one
no
of the best
panic.
players.
Don't try to fast talk me like a used car salesman.
No,
Who was on
I
the
just
team
repeat
when
what you
Kyle
said.
Korver made the All-Star? Who else was on the team?
JFT, shit.
Did he make All-Star?
Like 3 of them off that team make an
Okay,
all-star.
then.
Hold on, I can look them up
What are
real
you
quick.
talking about? This is circular logic, and it doesn't make sense. LaMelo has never played with an All-Star as a cast
I
member since he's
understand
been in
that
the
you,
league.
Dex, I get
And
it,
ain't
but
nothing else to say.
you gotta
And you
listen.
expect
You
him to
gotta
win?
listen. You gotta
You
listen.
expect him to win?
I
Even Allen
understand he's
Iverson had
never played with a
All-Stars with him, right?
player.
Didn't Allen Iverson have All-Stars?
What year that been the Hawks that win all them games?
It was like
Was it
2000. Was it 2013 or 2014?
damn it, when that late 2013 for 2013?
But you proving my point. If you got a team like the Atlanta Hawks, right, and they send
Mm-hmm.
4 players to the All-Star, what are you saying here?
What I'm
That was a star-studded team.
No, I
no, listen,
disagree with
Dex. This is the point I'm trying to make. What I'm saying is right here. When you say LaMelo's never played with an all-star on his team, statistically, and you're right. There's never been a player on his team on the roster at the same time as LaMelo that had the accolade of an all-star that season. But what I'm trying to tell you is, I don't like how people will use the word all-star and that's their definitive. That's how they define someone's value in the NBA. Well, we can
But
say,
that's
no,
basketball, though.
hold on. How many years in the NBA that LeBron been in the NBA has he undoubtedly been the best player in the league? Because
I think
whatever number
LeBron
you
was crowned.
say, he can have an
The
MVP for
best
all
player in
those
the league
seasons.
about what 2007, 2008.
Yeah, I would say that.
So
So
how
over
long? So how
20
long he
years.
been? So how long? How long? Just give me a number.
But whatever that is, was that 16 years?
Yeah,
16
somewhere.
years. He been the best player in the league, undoubtedly. How much MVPs he got?
4.
All right, 4.
And that's my point. Just because you make an all-star team don't mean you're one of those caliber or your value is higher than somebody that didn't make it. Terry Rozier been giving you 20-something points per game. You got all-stars that wasn't even Ben Simmons made an all-star giving you 10 points a game, 10, 15 points a game. So what I'm saying is,
Ben Simmons
yes,
was an
he's never been with
All-Star,
an
not on the
all-star, but
scoring
he's
though.
played with talented enough players on this team that most good players in this league, especially ball handlers, would make better or would make what's the word I want to use? Or make the team better based off of, okay, I understand what he do good. I'm a blend
You need
what he do into
All-Stars.
my game.
You need
So,
stars in this league. You need stars in basketball. It's always been that way. I have never, and I know I'm older than you, I have never witnessed basketball with a winning team that didn't have stars or All-Stars. I've never seen it.
but
I
what
mean,
I'm
even
saying, but
Dallas
that's the point
Mavericks
I'm
back in the
proving.
day
Do
had
you
multiple
think
All-Stars.
Do you think the Detroit Pistons, anybody on the Pistons roster on that 2014, do you think any of them are stars? Shit. Or you think any of them are stars?
I said Chauncey Billups at the time. Rip
So that's the
Hamilton at
only
the
one,
time.
right? Out of all
Yeah,
four or
listen,
five,
hold
out of
on, let
all
me
four,
talk.
there's only one, right?
Don't try to overtalk me if you ask me a question because you trying to
No,
prove
because
yourself
the
right.
answers you giving me should tell you yourself
Rip
that
Hamilton.
that's proving
I
my
said Rip
point.
Hamilton. I said Prince.
Uh-huh.
Chauncey Billups. All 3 of
Uh-huh.
those guys were All-Stars.
Ben Wallace and
Ben
Rasheed Wallace.
Wallace. Ben Wallace was All-Star. And
What I'm
Defensive Player
asking
of
you,
the Year like 3 years in a row.
so what I'm asking you is this right here. Are any of them considered stars in this in history?
Wait a minute, why are you stretching the yarn? We ain't talking about stars and history. We talking
No,
about
no,
in
no,
that
no. I know.
season.
Just follow me. Just give it an answer. Just follow me
How
while you're
can I
doing it.
follow you talking about history?
All you got to do is give me an
That don't have
answer, and
nothing
I'm
to
gonna
do
lead
with
you to
the
the
season.
next. I'm gonna lead you to the next one. Cause what you're doing is you putting your foot in your mouth right now. All I'm saying is you can't
Put
use
my
the
foot in
label
my
of an
mouth. I think I'm
all-star.
proving myself right. I just
No,
named 3
listen, Dex.
All-Stars from that Detroit team that was grimy.
Listen, Dex. Do you understand this simple thing right here? Just because you are labeled an all-star doesn't mean you're the top 15 players that make
Okay,
all-star.
then how we going to measure the best in the league for that season.
By the
How we gonna
same
measure?
way,
What metric you gonna use if you don't give
know
him a
what metric
label
I'm gonna
like
use?
All-Star?
That's the good thing about when going against me or whatever. I ain't gonna give you your flowers. You just tell Purple Baby. You use your own eyes. We don't need stats to know who the best players in the league.
It
We
sounds
can use our own
ridiculous, man.
eyes.
You sound ridiculous, and the only reason why I'm still talking to you because I know you know better.
Dex, you know what it is you ain't understanding what I'm trying to tell you. You taking it as I'm trying to just shit on an all-star. What I'm saying is when you say a team, when people be like, "Oh, this player hasn't played with any all-stars or played with 4 all-stars," to me, it don't fucking matter what you would if you've been into an all-star or not. That
But
don't
you
define your
expect him to
value
win?
on a team.
Okay,
Just like we
but do
watched
you expect him to
LeBron.
win?
LeBron had D Rose on his team at one time. He had D Wade on that same Cleveland team. That's a bunch of all-stars. Did it mean anything? No. So stop telling me all-stars equate, oh, that's you had a good teammates or not had good teammates. How much of y'all teammates been an all-star team?
No, let me ask you this then,
How
since you
much
want
of
to bring up
Halliburton
LeBron.
team has been an all-star team?
Tyrese Halliburton, 3.
Outside of him, how much?
Oh, outside of him, 2.
So that's the point I'm making. You throwing the all-star
So he
word
got
on it,
Miles
and that
Turner.
doesn't.
Listen, he got Miles Turner and he got Pascal Siakam
So
and himself.
okay,
So
oh
that's 3
cool.
All-Stars on one team, right?
So what does it make them in this league?
A playoff team.
No, what does it make those individual players? Do you look is Miles Turner? Is Miles Turner a player that you say if we
Not
get him to
now.
Charlotte,
No,
he
not
turn this shit
now.
around?
I don't think right now Miles Turner's an All-Star. I don't think right now he's
But
an
that's the
All-Star.
point. But see that
And that's why
every time you
Indiana's where they're at
respond,
right now.
you making another one of my point. You saying you don't think he's an all-star right now. So an all-star on his under his belt does
But
not
they're not
register his
winning right
value in
now
the
neither.
league.
Indiana's not winning.
But that's the point. You proving my point. All-star being labeled an all-star at one point in your career does not define your value in the league.
But when they were playing All-Star material,
They were
they was at their
all-star
peak.
players.
Yeah, they was at their peak.
Yeah, but you
Now
know it's a
they're still
marathon, not a
good, but
race.
they're not All-Stars.
But that's my point. So when people throw this, oh, LaMelo ain't never had no all-stars on his team, so that's why he losing. The same way, like I said, Perry Baby ain't but more so trying to argue. She just been more so venting that she don't like when people basically try to, in one breath, say LaMelo ain't got no help, but then y'all bagging on him knowing he ain't got no help and comparing him to other players who got help. What y'all want him to do? He can only play with who he play with. Y'all can't judge him by his teammates. And what I saying is, I don't like when people say, "Oh, this person ain't got no all-star teammates or ain't ever had no all-star teammates, so this player can't be criticized or whatever the case may be." So what I'm saying is, I don't I don't care about the label. You can be an all-star in 2017. That don't mean you being on the middle team now gonna matter nothing. You still can be a shitty ass team. It don't matter.
When they gave Bradley Beal another All-Star, Bradley Beal made the playoff for a second time in his career.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point I'm making.
When
I don't
Bradley
even
Beal
look
was
at Bradley
paired
Beal
with
like a top player.
hold on. When Bradley Beal was paired with an All-Star out of his draft, they made a playoff. And once that All-Star went down, Bradley Beal was in oblivion until he got another All-Star.
And that's my point.
That's your point?
Yeah, but my point is if he's an all-star, if a player's an all-star player, just giving him that label is not enough to be like, you know what? This player is this level, this the value we got in him. And his all-star season without an all-star, you say he did what?
Bradley Beal
Uh-huh.
didn't have significant help until Westbrook got there. And now
Which was a
some of
former
the cheat,
all-star at that point. Go ahead.
yeah, with some of the cheat that Westbrook would alleviate, Bradley Beal excelled and made
But
an
was
All-Star
Westbrook
that
an
year.
all-star that year?
Was Westbrook All-Star the year? I'm not sure, but Bradley Beal was.
But that's the
What
point
year
I'm
you talking
making. You
about
can't
Bradley
that
Beal?
I don't like the label of all-star being the definition of a person's value. Like we look at Lonzo all the time. Do we think Lonzo is less than an all-star level player? Like Who you think better? Injury-free Lonzo or Halliburton?
Ooh.
What Lonzo got to do with LaMelo?
No, see, I don't like when y'all do that. Y'all don't know how to think. Y'all don't know how to multi-task shit in y'all mind. Like
Maybe not. Maybe
what I'm
not. Maybe
asking
giving him
you
too much
is,
credit there.
what I'm asking you is this right here. Lonzo has never made an All-Star game, but to me, he's better than a player who has made an All-Star game. That's how I define value to a team. So that's the point I'm making. Just because Halliburton got an All-Star on his name, that don't make him better than Lonzo.
He was better than Lonzo for that year. That statistical year.
Yeah.
It ain't like they gave. It ain't like they
But see,
gave Halliburton
we can't really
All-Star.
say that because
Halliburton earned that.
he probably
They didn't
didn't
give it
help
to him.
that season. Lonzo missed a lot of time. So
So
what
did
season
LaMelo.
with Halliburton All-Star? Was that last year?
Yep. Yep, that was
Last
last
year.
season. Halliburton made 2 All-Stars though.
And I still think Lonzo better.
Me too.
Yeah, LaMelo out here just jacking wreck, man.
He done got more All-Stars than LaMelo too, in it. I think LaMelo better than him.
Yep.
There's a lot of
But
players
LaMelo was
without an
injured, dude.
All-Star.
What are you talking about? Put it in context. LaMelo was injured. He
We
didn't even compete that year.
We understand that he's injured. Just like when Derrick Rose got injured,
Don't make no sense.
People were saying Westbrook was better because Westbrook was healthier, and they stated how many times he had been in the All-Star game. But I still think Derrick Rose, if he had remained healthy, would have been a better player than Westbrook. So in that logic, LaMelo, a healthy LaMelo, as we've seen so far this season, is better than Halliburton. It is a healthy Lonzo.
Now, how do you come to that conclusion?
Because it's
That
about
LaMelo is better. How do you come to that conclusion?
this year.
Yeah.
Because when I look at a player, I seen Halliburton for what he is. Like I felt like coming into the draft, he wasn't going to get any better than what he.
I'm talking about last season.
But I have to go back to the draft because it matters. I'm going.
But Halliburton was stuck in the mud because of De'Aaron Fox. Once he got freed up, he made back-to-back All-Stars.
But why? But why?
Because he had better players around him that was dedicated to winning, plus a good coach, a championship coach who know how to win.
Absolutely. But that don't make Halliburton a better player, regardless of the All-Star games he's made in LaMelo.
That's all I'm trying to point out.
I'm not saying that Halliburton's a better player than LaMelo.
No,
So if that's what you're getting out of that, you did it wrong.
That's why I keep saying you making
All
my
I'm
point.
saying that Halliburton made an All-Star because he had better players around him. That's what I'm saying. When he was up in Sacramento, he would have never made an All-Star at the way he was trending.
Because he wasn't getting the minutes. He ain't been the focal point of the offense. And Indiana, he was.
He was a starter. He was getting the minutes. Halliburton was a starter. And he was running. Hold on. If we want to go back to the draft, Tyrese Halliburton was running with LaMelo for Rookie of the Month. Halliburton won back-to-back Rookies of the Month in his inaugural season.
But does that make him better than LaMelo?
Why do you keep talking about better than LaMelo? We ain't talking about that.
I feel like even when
We're talking about having good players around you.
No, listen,
that elevate
even
your game.
from when Purple Baby been talking, I feel like you hearing something that we ain't saying and you arguing with that.
You ain't saying it right then.
I think that's what it is.
Can I make a note of something? Thunder just pointed out something. He said, for example, Michael Conley and Kevin Durant were
you keep talking on and off.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
He said there are different levels of All-Star. That's all we saying. There's levels to All-Stars. Like what's Laurie?
That's common sense. Come on, man.
Okay, then why that's common sense? Then what I say should be even more common sense.
No, my thing is people accusing LaMelo of not being a winning player when he doesn't have winning teammates. You don't have the talent to really judge him if he's a winning player or not. Because once you get quality players and then you start messing up wins, then you can tag LaMelo as not being a winning player. But when you just got players, because they have to fill a roster, but these players are not considered some of the best. Their talent wise is lower tier in the Eastern Conference and really lower tier in the totality of the NBA. And then you want to peg him as not being a winning player. That's not fair. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
all. That's
Oh,
all Purple Baby was
wait,
saying, though.
wait. Who
That's
said? Wait,
literally
wait.
what she was saying to you.
So who's painting LaMelo Ball is not a winning player? Because it's literally not his fault, bro. You can carry
You
a
know
team
that,
so you can only do so far. That's
I said,
that's
if
BS.
you gotta look
Like
into what she's saying.
right now. Let's say we put LaMelo Ball with the Lakers right now. Right? Would he be considered a winning player? I bet he would because they be getting dubs because what LaMelo does. The fact that LaMelo could spread the floor, have good ball presence, passing the ball, elite IQ. You know
And
what I'm
good
saying? He can
teammates,
ring
bro.
the
I
room.
mean, Ray, when you
Right,
have
right.
good
You can
teammates,
add, yeah,
it takes a lot of pressure off.
right. You can add whatever other details you want to add to it. You cannot freaking tell me that LaMelo Ball, who's working with what is it, Caleb
Teammate
Martin?
players.
Hold on. Caleb Martin? Are y'all
Cody
serious?
Martin. Cody Martin.
Oh, okay. Whatever, Martin. It's bad. It can be Martin from the TV show. That's ridiculous. Y'all cannot sit here out of your breath, sit here and go like, you know what? Let's paint LaMelo Ball as a non-winning picture because he can't win with Cody Martin. Dude, it's like we have sat there most of our time, said, dude, this team has to improve graciously, right? And we said that because we saw the few pieces, like we saw Miles Bridges, we saw that, we saw a little bit of a, you know what I'm saying, that Miller. Okay, we see you. But at the same time, what else did we say? Like, dude, this team still needs to improve a lot. Still need that serious big man that can protect the rim and run the floor, spread the floor. That you're giving LaMelo Ball to work with how much right now? It's like and then we obviously you see LaMelo Ball scoring 26, 25, 30. So my God, I mean, the cat needs some help out there. And let's just keep 1,000 with you. Like they have no guy right now on that team that we can say, here's this guy that's going to elevate the team and ball out. That's going to allow LaMelo Ball to do what he does. There's no other guy right now, to me, honestly, on that team. It's just a lot of inconsistency. A lot of guys get hurt, and a lot of guys that just show like, okay, he was freaking great this game, and then now he's trashed this game. Okay,
But
was it Seth Curry now? You
Ray,
know,
Ray,
oh man.
Devin Booker had the same moniker. Devin Booker had the same moniker of not being a winning player until he got better players around him. As soon as he got Chris Paul, he went to the Western Conference Finals and ended up in the NBA Finals. As soon as he got Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his team improved. His
So
team did
don't tell
improve.
me you expect players to be all that without all-stars.
It ain't
I don't
even
know what
about
version of
that.
NBA that you could be
It ain't
watching
even
and think that
about.
could be true.
I
Since you
feel like
wanna,
I feel like you saying listening. It's not about. It's all I saying is if you're going to say a team doesn't have adequate teammates, a player doesn't have adequate teammates to win, cool. But don't try to label and say because he don't have all stars, that's why he can't win, or but that's why he ain't winning.
But name a team.
The
But
all
name a
star
team
money
that
can
won
mean
without
nothing.
all-stars. Just
The
name a
all
team.
star don't mean the all star tag don't mean nothing. Because right now,
Can you name
if they
one
go out,
team?
no hold up, if they go out there right now, if they go out right now and sign Carmelo
Did
Anthony
San
to their
Antonio have
roster
all-stars?
and
Did
sign
San
Dewey
Antonio
to
have
their
all-stars?
roster, they gonna
you
have
Come on,
say
20
no
fucking
fans.
all
money,
stars. This thing ain't gonna make a difference. The
I
context
mean,
matter of who the player
Did
is.
the
The
Dallas
player gotta
Mavericks
fit
have
the player gotta
all-stars?
be
Did the
good.
Miami
All
Heat
that
have
no,
all star
all-stars?
shit get
every
annoying.
team, every winning team that eventually won has some type of all star on their team.
Of course.
Eventually,
What
no,
basketball are these people
like, like, like,
watching?
can listen. I won't be fair, a little bit fair with Panic. Like, can you get, um, can you equip guys who's going to fight out there on the court? Can you get guys that are going to hit their shots, play good defense, and make a team that fits LaMelo style and have a good coach out there? Yes, you can do that. But eventually, so far, like history says, you had the All-Star to win that over that home. So it's 50-50 when it comes to that though. We want to
It
keep
ain't
it
no
real.
50-50.
Let me ask you a
That ain't
question.
no
Let me ask you a
50-50.
question.
That's 90-10. Oh, listen,
Well, I mean,
the
So,
Clippers. Hold on one second. Hold on
it
one second. The Clippers was a gritty team in 2017. They went to the playoffs. There was a bottom tier competition, but they went to the playoffs, and I don't think they had a all-star league team that I can remember. You know what I'm saying?
because
And they
I think
played
about a
Golden
bunch of
State.
LeBron teams. I
They
think
played
about
Golden. Hold
about a
on,
bunch of
LeBron
Luka
had all-stars.
teams.
Don't do that. Don't do that. LeBron
In
had all-stars.
Cleveland,
No,
in
LeBron,
Cleveland,
yeah, LeBron himself.
Not only did he have all-star, LeBron had some dominant players who were dominant on their team before they played with LeBron.
But listen,
wow,
Dex. I swear you making my point, but you just ain't. It's like either you don't want me to be right or you just want
No panic.
context.
I
Because
don't
ain't no
have
way
no
you
ego like
saying
that.
everything
That's
I'm
not my
saying, but
ego.
then you. It's like I get
All
it.
I'm saying is that
LeBron,
you're not gonna win without
LeBron going to the
quality
finals and
players
losing
or
to the
all-stars.
Spurs
That's
without
all I'm saying.
all stars on the team, just him as an all star. So
Stop
what are you
saying
talking
LeBron didn't play
about?
with all-stars, so we could name a slew of them.
Say that again.
I said,
what
stop
year
saying
was that?
LeBron didn't play with all-stars. Wasn't
No, but what I'm
J.R.
okay.
Smith
So
an all-star before?
Yeah,
what I'm
JR was an
saying is
all-star.
when
Yeah, he
LeBron
definitely
went
was.
to the finals against the
Wasn't
Definitely.
Iman
Spurs, did he
Jeffrey an
have all
all-star
stars on
before?
his team?
Just because
When
he
that
fell,
season inside
just because he
Cleveland,
fell off,
when he
just because
took
he
when he
fell
took
off, he was an
Cleveland,
all-star.
when he took Cleveland to the finals against the Spurs and Tim Duncan them, did he have all stars?
Yes, he had Mo
Who?
Williams.
Mo Williams ain't won an all star that year there.
He was, well, if he wasn't, he
Man,
was right there.
listen.
Cause
Where you
hold
at,
on, hold
Chris?
on, hold on, hold on,
Hold
hold
on,
on.
let me look at
If
that
Mo
roster
Williams was
again.
an
Let me look at that
all-star that
roster
season,
again.
he was all-star the very next season.
Wait, what
But see,
year?
He was right
that's
there
still
on the
making my
cusp.
point.
And
That's still
people, no,
making
it's
my
not making a
point.
point because
God.
Mo Williams was, people were saying that he was snubbed from the all-star that
Nah,
season
man,
that they got
that's
swept.
called moving the goalposts. We don't know that. We can't
Oh,
prove if he was or
Listen,
wasn't snubbed.
Google
That's an
is your
opinionated
friend.
thing.
Google is your friend.
That's an
Google is your friend.
opinionated thing.
Stop me if you can't. Google is your
What
friend.
I'm no, Dex. What I'm
Go
saying
pick
is
up an
that's
article. They felt
Dex.
Mo
I'm
Williams
looking at this
got
roster.
snubbed,
If I say
and
you
they
got
gave him the
snubbed for
all-star
a
the very
job
next season.
opportunity, that's an opinion. That's not
What
a
year
fact.
was it?
A snub is
Oh,
not a fact. That's an
2019,
Shout
opinion.
out to Jessica. No, we talking 2000.
2009, 2009, right? 2010
No, not
roster.
2009.
It had Mo
2007.
Williams.
2007.
I want to see him in 27.
Oh, 2007. Let me see.
Yeah,
Hold on. I'm
2007.
going to that
Whatever year they
roster.
make it to the finals to play
San Antonio, I
the
think that was
Spurs.
2007.
And
Mo
then
Williams
mind
got
you,
snubbed.
hey Dex,
Mo Williams got
you
snubbed.
know how crazy this research about to be? It's plenty of teams LeBron going take further, even after he leave the Heat that ain't had no other all-star. He take a team without Kyrie to the all-star. Love ain't win an
LaMelo is
all-star
acting a
that
fool
year.
right now. LaMelo is acting a fool right now. He brought them all the way back. They down by 4. Go ahead, no panic.
All right, so was the coach Mike Brown and executive
Yeah,
Dan
Mike Brown.
Feeney?
Yeah,
I
Dan
Mike
want to
Brown.
Feeney?
say
Yeah, yeah, Mike
Mike
Brown was a coach.
Feeney,
Okay, so
Spurs.
I mean, I mean, hold on.
Well, that yeah,
Mo
27 they
Williams,
get swept.
Mo Williams wasn't on this team. Was flat. Okay.
2007. LaMelo got blocked.
Yeah, he had
2007.
so no, Mo Williams on
That's his
2007.
earlier years when he first get in the league and they've been trying to say he need teammates. He needed
Nah,
all-star
Mo Williams
teammates.
was
And they going
2000.
to get Mo
Remember
Williams and ain't nothing happened.
the 2006 through 2007 roster. And then Mo Williams was there. Mo Williams was on the 2007
That
through
been Brent
2008
Barry,
roster.
Matt Bonner,
Yep.
Bruce
They
Bowen.
That's when
No,
he went
I'm
up to
had
sorry, that's
championship.
Spurs. I tripping.
was Shannon okay?
Shannon Brown,
Because
Danny
this is a
Gibson,
crazy player. Is
Drew
Shannon player?
Gooden,
Was
Larry
Shannon
Hughes.
Brown, Daniel Gibson, Larry Hughes, Gauskis.
That's in his rookie years, right?
No, this 2007. This the finals year.
Nah,
Larry Hughes was an
Shannon Brown was
all-star
a
before.
rookie. Yeah,
Oh,
Shannon
you say
Brown was a
Shannon
rookie.
rookie year?
Yeah, his rookie year. He was from Michigan State. He was a rookie.
Yeah.
Daniel
Oh yeah.
Gibson.
But see, that's the point
Daniel
I'm
Gibson was a
making. It's
rookie.
But
Drew
listen,
Gooden, 4 years.
but
Larry
what's his name made an
Hughes.
all-star? Damn, you just said his
Now
name.
he had
Davis?
no.
Pete Davis?
Hold on. He had a younger. Hold on, wait. He had a young. LeBron had a younger Agauskas. Agauskas was only
Don't worry
playing
about him.
7 years during that time.
Yeah, I think
It
Gauskas
says
made
here
what, one or
7
two
years.
Goskins been
all-stars?
old since LeBron get in the league.
I think Gauskas made 1 or 2 all-stars, but But Ricky Davis made an All-Star, and
I'm just saying. It says here he was only in the league for 7 years.
And he ain't win with none of the players you about to name.
He
He ain't
had
even made a
Anderson.
damn
He
deep
had
running with
Anderson
none of the players you about to
Varejao.
name. He ain't made it to the
Anderson
first round with the players you
Varejao.
about to name.
but LeBron
Sasha
went to the finals.
Polovic.
That's winning. That's just because you don't win championship. Going to the finals is a
No,
winning
Now, how
team.
I
far?
get. I know, Dex. I agree. That's why I say even. That's why I use LeBron because even all them years that he had that was minus Kyrie years and that last year with Lava when they go into the final because Lava ain't been an All Star that year. He goes to the finals, so he's still been winning without All Stars. So all I saying is stop using the label of All Star to define a player's value as a teammate. Because you can have 30 All-Stars amongst all your teammates. That don't mean you could do that. They could have had him All-Stars in their earlier years. It could be a bunch of old players who need to retire with a bunch of All-Stars under their belt. So saying All-Star alone shouldn't be a qualifier. If I add Donovan Mitchell right now, he got a couple of fucking All-Stars. Is that going to be a big difference between what he's doing now and what he's doing in what he would do if he in Charlotte right now? No, it don't matter if he an All-Star. The
Over there,
label of
winning
All-Star
team.
is misleading people.
Has Donovan Mitchell played on winning teams since he's been in the league?
Utah.
Okay.
Cavs
And
actually had a
Cleveland.
decent record to a certain point. They ain't done nothing crazy.
Oh my God, Brandon Miller's hit a 3. Charlotte down by 4. 3 minutes left.
I gotta agree on a little bit right there with Panic. Colliding these All Stars that will never ever mean like they're gonna be good. I think the experiment of just trying to stack the deck is a horrible
We're not talking
experiment.
stuff
Ever
in
been
deck.
to me.
See, you going
No,
way out of
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying by the fact that.
And
I
Yeah,
said
just
one
confirm.
All-Star. LaMelo hasn't played with one All-Star. Not one.
no, he has not.
Everybody else
So
is
far, no.
I ain't
Joe,
coming at you for.
Ben
I'm not.
Simmons, all these people, they don't play with All-Stars. Trey
Dex,
Young.
if you would just alter it and say LaMelo has never played with a
Ooh,
player
nice
at a
shot.
caliber
That was
of give
opposite.
me an example. Don't say All-Star. Because when you say All-Star, I can say Kyle Korver. When you say All-Star, I can say I can say all type of players, Gilbert Arenas. I can say any player that made an All-Star, but we
Ooh,
know
LaMelo
they
just hit
wouldn't make a
another
difference.
3. LaMelo just hit another 3. Oh my God. It's a 3-point game. 92-89. Charlotte's down by 3. One possession. Duncan Robinson from 3. No. LaMelo with the rebound. The crowd is going nuts.
Look now to Dex defense. Let me see.
Goodness gracious, Spoelstra still have to call timeout. Spoelstra's letting the team play. Charlotte down by 1. Where the hell is Flight when you need him?
Okay.
He going to McDonald's.
Like, got to beat the kids.
You got a 1 point. You got a 1 point
Look at
fucking
him.
game over here.
Look at him. Look at him. Then McDonald's.
It's not 92, 91. Nah, no McDonald's.
Yes.
Well, I'm eating lamb. Flight eating McDonald's. I'm eating lamb. LaMelo!
Oh,
air
that
ball.
would have been a big 3.
Boy.
No, I was just
Like, would you order them kids?
I didn't want to jinx nothing. It was going on the run. But
Would you order them kids? Would you order them kids at Flight? What them kids eat tonight?
What they eat tonight? Shit, it was leftovers from yesterday.
Spaghetti? You cooked it or who cooked it? Wifey or mom's?
No, the pizza parlor.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm fucking with you, but we do cook though. We're gonna slow down tonight. Tomorrow we're about to go off. You know.
Yeah, Ryan, huh?
Yeah.
Everybody can go off tomorrow. Purple, you cooking tomorrow?
Yeah, a
In
little
my
bit.
dreams.
A little bit. But
In
let's
my
see if the
dreams. What you put in your dreams?
Let's see if the Hornets fuck around and take this fucking lead.
Anything that you can think of.
Uh-oh. That means sausages,
Him. I
bacon.
don't like him.
Neck bones? You put neck bones in it?
No,
Oh,
I mean,
shit, the Hornets just took the lead.
Oh my God.
TJ.
Salon, Taylor Squad is waking up. Hornets at the lead for the first time.
TJ and Salon. Uh-oh. The Hornets done took a 2-point lead. That's what they're going to need, to be successful. They got to get some help. Oh, Hero. Oh, my God. This motherfucker.
Hey, Dex, listen. Gordon Hayward had an all-star under his belt, so he did have an all-star team in. But you're gonna say, "Oh, we know he wasn't no help. We know he wasn't that player."
Gordon Hayward was a shell of himself.
But that's the point I'm
Oh,
making. Stop you.
LaMelo was about to dunk on.
I know that he was trying to end somebody's life. LaMelo was trying to end somebody's life.
To get the fuck on. If he would have listen.
Mustard.
Oh, look at TJ. TJ is so damn emotional. When he hit a shot, this nigga started screaming.
Yeah, he's a Frenchman.
Yeah, that's crazy. Miami, this is a tough team to beat.
It's all good, y'all.
Yeah,
Purple and
the other
panic.
night they beat Dallas.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. Go ahead, Flight. Count it down, Flight.
Melo,
10.
Melo. Oh man, Melo just fucked up for everything. Fuck. Why did LaMelo give him the fucking ball?
Big Al said Miller's hands and arms are weak.
Oh, how could you fuck everything up?
You said his legs and arms are weak.
Yeah, that's what. Shout out to Coffee. That's what Big Al said. He said, "Man, Miller's my guy, but man, his arms are weak. Everybody take the ball from him." And this is another classic example.
Yeah.
Yo, LaMelo was about to do the shit out this nigga bad.
That should have been a foul, though. That really should have been a foul.
For himself, he always rip him, and he got long arms, so shit, easy to rip them type of players, especially if you ain't.
But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. There's still time on the clock.
Yeah.
Even if you make these 2 free throws, it's still a 1-possession game.
It is to put the ball on the floor.
But Flight, LaMelo has to give it to Miller in that time because they blitzed LaMelo, so he has to get the ball up. Jimmy Butler is looking on.
What question is this? See, people like to gaslight me.
What you mean?
Let me put some middle fingers in there because that was disrespectful.
Yeah, see, when they shoot that blitz at LaMelo, he should have kicked him to the middle of the floor and let the center make a decision, but they don't got that level of a center with that type of high IQ, so he like, small shit like that is why they can't win.
He missed. He missed the free throw. Oh, my God, the door swung wide open.
Right there, that's crazy. Hero don't never miss no free throw.
Pressure bust a pipe.
They didn't call a timeout. He gonna make the second.
I think gonna miss him.
He gonna make the second one.
Yeah, he made it.
Oh, I must have just seen the first one.
So they down 2. That basically now they can't foul. You ain't gotta worry about
now,
it.
Like Charles Lee need to call that same play for LaMelo that he called in that was that Orlando game?
Yeah.
And I bet you LaMelo hit it this time. Shout out to Trent.
Yeah, shout out to Trent, shout out to Thunder, shout out to Coffee. We got to close.
Yeah, Jessica was in the chat earlier. I don't know if she's still around.
Shout out to Jess.
You know, she been in the bushes because of them damn Pelicans.
I ain't gonna lie.
The Pelicans don't know what to do.
TJ need to hit his shots more consistently.
They gotta give him the ball.
Yeah.
What you mean more consistent?
Yeah, I just feel like
he's had 11 shots. That's good for him. 11 shots a game is good for him.
I feel like he missed a lot.
17.
I mean, a catch and shoot player.
Yeah, he got 17 points. Like, can't be mad at that.
Not tonight. Yeah, I mean, just got to be consistent. That's all.
Yeah, how
We
much
need to find out what's going on with Green.
Every night?
That's just like once every 5-6 games.
Yeah, you're going to have to get his ass up out of there and put TJ in there.
Get who out of there?
Sure, Josh Green, if he ain't doing shit, put in TJ. Seth getting in the game.
Mm-hmm.
6 seconds. You know.
Okay, let's see if Charles can coach out of this one.
I want to see who the fuck's inbounding.
Either Brandon or LaMelo. Oh, Brandon's on the bench. What? They took Brandon out?
Oh, Lord.
Yep.
Oh, Martin got fouled. Wow, that was a good play. Good play by Charles. But the only problem now is you open the door for Miami. The fucking This is a veteran basketball team. You got 4 seconds on the goddamn clock.
But that was a good ATO though. That was good ATO because it executed and you have opportunity to score points.
Yeah, probably threw the defense off not having Miller in there. Well, what the hell? What are they running? Oh my God.
I mean, he missed bad. That was a bad free throw.
Martin should be ashamed of himself. He
missed really bad.
They talking right now. He about to miss it. It's over. LaMelo and dude is talking. He gonna miss this shot. Martin just fucked everything. That's why I don't know why a play was even drawn for him. You know, this is stupid. He just fucked everything up. Everything was a waste. Highsmith and LaMelo, there's a lot of shoving going on right now.
Well, we're gonna call a foul. I thought we better be careful.
No, because he's gonna miss it. They made it very obvious that he's going for the miss. So they're doing a lot of reset right
Jimmy
now.
Butler even playing? Oh, they tripping. Yeah, he played there. Tripping.
Anybody that betted money on the Hornets is begging for Martin to miss, and
Martin's gonna miss. He's going for the miss. That's why they know it. Oh wow! This motherfucker didn't hit the rim.
Charlotte Hornets is covering the spread. So, was it lane violation? No.
No, it's just going to Miami. He didn't even hit the fucking rim. Now it's a free throw violation.
Right now, the Charlotte Hornets is covering the spread.
This motherfucker couldn't even do it correctly.
So you can win money if you bet it on Charlotte. Depending on how these 4 seconds roll out.
This motherfucker had one objective. Just one.
Oh, he made it. That's a good free throw from who's this guy? Where? Yeah.
That's what I was saying about an hour ago. Who the hell are these dudes?
Bro, like you gotta keep a little in college, man.
Why Terry Rozier's not in the game at this juncture?
Because he's ass, Dex. Leave that man.
Wow.
You know Miami don't play that.
Okay, here we go.
That is over, Dex.
No, still got time.
Down.
T-John, pull up. T-John, pull up. It's good. Nope. It's over. Hornets lost a nail biter, but the Hornets did cover the spread, so you won money. You got the chance with the Hornets at home. You won money.
Ooh, my fingers. Oh, the temperature. No.
So another devastating loss. Brandon Miller gets benched. What is Charles Lee going to say for benching Brandon Miller, which I think he shouldn't bench Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller should have been out there because you have another weapon. So Charles Lee is benching a lot of the more popular players for the Hornets.
I don't know what the hell is going on. I guess he got to do something. You know, because what he did to LaMelo, he got to spread the wealth. He got to let it be known this wasn't a single out man.
They said Brandon Miller fouled out. They said he fouled out.
Okay.
How did he foul out when that was they called a foul on Brandon Miller when he got ripped?
I'm watching the shit with no sound, so I might have missed that. That's wild.
Yeah, I didn't know. I know he got ripped, but I didn't know that he created a foul. Yeah, he fouled out. Yep, Brandon Miller fouled out. So he wasn't benched. Correction, Brandon Miller was not benched. He fouled out. He had 6 fouls, and he disqualified himself.
Who was he defending that he had that much fouls?
A lot of people. What do you think about LaMelo cooking like this? And
it ain't about who he was defending. It's about.
Well, LaMelo didn't have a real good shooting night though. Flight. He only shot 31% from the floor.
Well, at the end, you couldn't tell.
And he put up 23 pointers. But he did shoot league average is 35%. He shot league average, but he put up 23 point shots, a total of 35 shots in this game.
Well, but we got to be real. Tyler Hero, he pretty much saved him with that big 3.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Hornets had him on the ropes.
Joseph Abrams said he fouled Hero. That's how he got the 6 foul. I missed that. I didn't even see that one. T-John Salon cussing everybody out in French. But the referees don't check him because it sounds sexy.
Wrong, sir.
Whatever, Dex. That's weird.
Harry in the chat. What's up, man? Ain't seen him in a while. Well, I mean, that was quite interesting. LaMelo finished the game with 32, 10, and 7.
That
and
is
he
too
only
deep.
had 3 fouls for the total of the game.
37
it,
shots for 32. Now they will have more. Exactly, Thunder. Exactly. I Panic is on this panel, so I'm not gonna be disrespectful. But another player do that, and they don't say nothing about it.
Well, I do what?
Uh,
you talking about Luka?
37 shots on for 32. Anthony Edwards be doing that, but do they say anything about? Ooh, let me leave it alone.
Yeah, and yeah, will do be fine on some shit sometime.
But there you have it. LaMelo, I don't think he's worried about his shooting percentage. I think it's already been bent, the narrative. He hasn't overcame the narrative yet, but he definitely have bent the narrative with his play. Because now you're seeing LaMelo sprawling all over social media and the digital landscape. So he has definitely resurfaced and resuscitated his leverage that people are debating now if LaMelo is a top 5 point guard in the league, not just the Eastern Conference, but in the league.
I don't think that's a hard. I don't think that's hard for him to be top 5 point guard.
Right, because it's
Now, if you
just
say
what
top 5
Luka,
guard, I can see the debate, but
what the guards in general. So we got what Luka, Shea, Curry.
Kyrie.
Ugh, never mind.
To me, it's hard for me to
But
put
I don't. Well,
any player.
hold on 1 second, Brandon. I want to address Purple Baby. Purple Baby. I'm confused here. How is Shea a point guard when he really never played point guard in the league, right? Even when he was a Clipper, um, Patrick Beverly was a point guard, and when he got traded, Chris Paul was a point guard. And then they drafted Giddy after cutting loose with or separating ties with Chris Paul. They got Giddy. Giddy was a point guard. So where all this point guard for Shea Gilchrist Alexander come from?
I have
Purple.
no clue, but I
No,
know they consider him a point guard,
I think what
not
it
a
come
two
from
guard.
is like how you've been saying with Giddy, and how I always say about LaMelo. LaMelo need another ball handler on the team so he can look like how Shea look. Where it's like, yeah, he the point guard, but it's like, why he look so much not like the point guard? Like Shea really is the point guard when you really think about it over there in OKC, but he technically ain't never been a point guard. So how did he become the de facto? We gonna list him as a point
It's
guard?
about, even though it's positionless, it's really about when teams just like Brandon Miller came into the season playing the two guard. Same thing with Jaylen Brown. He's playing the two guard this year. It's about where these coaches slot these guys in at. That's all it is.
And when they running certain sets for them, like
Yep.
some of the best sets in the league start with the ball inside the score hand. So it's like shit, cutting the middleman out by running sets just for the ball handler. So if he can handle the ball and score, it's a plus. Like every team ain't gonna be the old natural where it's like you got the off guard and you got the guard in your hand. Like most of them days kind of over.
So you saying Terry in the chat that the year that he made the All NBA, he played the two guard spot the whole year in order for him to get the point guard?
Yeah, because Josh Giddey was designated point guard, right?
Huh?
Josh Giddey was designated point guard.
Yeah, I thought that too. But do the NBA team literally, is it just a guard thing in general, or are they like before they made it positionless? Is it a guard thing in general, or is it like you got to be a 3 to be in the 3 slot, 2 to be in the 2 slot, and so on and so forth? Or is it a guard forward center thing?
I think it's just positionless. Like when I
Yeah,
watched LeBron his whole career, I never watched LeBron and looked at him as a power forward or even a small forward. I always looked at him like a
he
point guard, a
was
big point.
the 2. He said, Terry in the chat said he was the 2 and the 1 in certain situations, but Giddy was mainly the 1. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
So they must have just the All NBA prior to them making it positionless. They must just went, if you're a guard in general, that's how he made the team instead of him being in the point guard.
That's why I say if you saying top 5 point guards, I don't see where there's much of an argument against LaMelo. But if you saying top 5 guards, then you throwing in Kyrie, then you throwing in if you already don't look at Luke as a point, then you throwing
But you
him
know,
in there.
hold
Then
on,
you
Lopez.
throwing
Lopez, you don't see Kyrie as a point no more.
he never
No,
was a point.
yeah, he's a two
Oh,
guard to me.
okay.
I watch. He can be when he been in college. He can run the point because he can dominate a game. When he get to the NBA, the reason why his teams wasn't winning because he been playing point. Some players, like I said, Kyrie and KD, them the type of personality when it come to basketball where they just love the hoop. Like they don't necessarily care to have to be the controlled conductor. They want to just, hey, why I need to do? Can I do what I like to do? Okay, cool. I don't care what y'all do. Just I'm gonna do what I do. Like I've never like even that's why when y'all knock him for Boston, I always say y'all always give him bad rap for Boston when Boston tried to play him as a point guard. Boston been looking for a point guard before Kyrie, even after Kyrie did someone looking for a point guard.
Hence, the best example we can give is I was about to say Josh Giddey. What's his name? Because that happened to him when he was in New Orleans. He played for Boston. What is his name? Drew Holiday. They was
Right? Yep.
doing
Yep.
because Rondo was on one of those teams,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he played with Lonzo, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
2 years.
maybe when he was with Lonzo, he played the two when he was there. But
Yeah, because they made this big thing about he gonna be in attack mode and that
yeah,
didn't happen. Because they had to realize, like, yes, he's a two, but no, he's not one of these players that going to just be. He's a star. He's going to be our scorer. Drew Holiday role is best fitted when it's like, what do y'all need me to do? I'll do that as the best as I can.
yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, guards in general, like
Like, do y'all look at Derek White as a point guard with Boston?
Not
yeah,
really.
I do. But a lot of
I
people call
don't.
him a two guard. And
Yeah, I
I
Yeah,
look
I
at him
don't.
like a ball handling two guard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's why I say the perfect guard next to LaMelo gonna be a guard that can either physically dominate the two positions from a defensive standpoint, or they gotta be a ball handling playmaker themselves. They gotta know how to play off ball. Meaning, like when you look at Kyrie ain't the normal off ball player where you the second star. He gonna cut. He gonna move around the court. He gonna relocate. He gonna do everything you would want an off ball player to do. But he also can play on ball, but not like to the point where you want to run an offense through him to distribute. Because damn, what he is, his mind always gonna be on scoring because he understands he's the best one-on-one player. But that can hurt a team that like what he want the Boston Celtics. That hurt the Celtics young players from developing because they kind of had to stand around and watch Kyrie do his thing. And then you had the Rozier and Jalen Brown who been kind of fighting for that second guard or that not second that third player because they had Gordon Hayward been hurt and Horford. So Horford been getting a lot of touches in the paint. So that been more their problem than anything. And Kyrie ain't no leader. Like he ain't no leader in the terms of LeBron, where LeBron and Chris Paul types where it's like
I agree with what Thunder just said.
we say,
That Boston was trying to make him be more of a pass first guy than a scorer, and he wanted to score.
yeah,
Like with
pretty
Russell
much.
Westbrook, I didn't know at UCLA that Russell played the two guard position because
Yeah.
when I look at him, I know he shoot mid range shots, but I'm about to be really disrespectful here. All I see is a guy that just put his head down, like they used to say about LeBron, and they still kind of say put his head down and go to the rim,
Yeah.
and then head to the free throw line. So I didn't understand why a player like that would ever play the two guard position in college.
I mean, because you had an archetype of slashers. It's
Yeah.
like when you that athletic, put the ball in his hand and go. Like that's what you do. Like growing up playing sports has always been that way. Your best player need to have the ball in his hand. So I don't care if he can throw the ball with the best of them. If he that good, he need to be quarterback. That's
Right.
how he always been. So when Russ is like, when he gets to the league, it's like, where do you slot him in at? You know what I mean? He can't be a two guard because now you playing next to Durant. Durant kind of want to get into his back. Durant ain't never really been known as a big 3-point shooter when he comes into the league. He's just been a shooter. He could have shoot from the mid range or whatever, and you don't want to clog that up. So only thing you can really do is move Russ onto the ball, and from there, like, give him his props. He learned the point guard game from a standpoint of, well, I can't shoot with the best on, but I know how dynamic I is. I'ma always get double team looks when I get to the bucket. So I'm gonna just play off that. Get me a big man that can rebound and can put shots back in.
I think too.
That's why he played better with teams where his teammates ain't really all that good, or not all that good. I don't say that, but they ain't really star names that are these glitzy names that you see. He can win with a fucking
Who you talking about?
Cephalosha and
Who are you talking about? Russell Westbrook?
Yeah.
Why you say he didn't play with no high name people?
Because a lot outside of the years with KD, once KD leave, he ain't really been playing with players that is like, okay, yeah, Russ and him gonna take over. Other than when they bring in Paul George, but I mean in between that time. And then when he go into the Wizards, other than Beal when he was healthy or whatever like that, ain't really been nobody there. Like Russ can excel with lesser talent around him. That will make Russ who Russ is. But when he going with LeBron, you see some of that get taken away from looking at him like that because they've been losing, and you would thinking, well, damn, you would think they would have a good team because Russ make his teammates better, and he got LeBron and AD already. So he been the perfect scapegoat because he get their last or whatever like that. So when I look at Russ, that's what I see. I see Russ can lift talent around him. You put him on a team with a bunch of good players, you can see his weakness a lot better because you can see because you already got to play one up defense with some of the best players if he got a good team on him. And now you're looking at him like, well, damn, we really don't got to go out there with Russ. We can just let Russ cook from out there because all he really want to do is penetrate the hole and dish. So let's just leave him out there. That's what you see on the Lakers.
And the Clippers too.
Yeah, and the Clippers, and not even most of the time with the Clippers because he does play to me he been their best player in the playoff series in the first round when we put them out last year. To me,
the Hornets.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, and the Hornets they brought the game close. They even had a 2-point lead, and then that was erased by the 3-pointer of Tyler Hero. The Hornets that went on an 8-0 run at one point, turning a 6-point deficit into a 94-92 lead, as I spoke earlier. And during that stretch, LaMelo Ball scored 5 points. Mm-hmm. So in the fourth quarter, the Charlotte Hornets had 2 separate runs. They had a run of 8-0, and they had a run of 14-4. And putting the Heat's lead to 84-77. And also LaMelo Ball contributed 6 points in that run. So in 2 separate runs for the Charlotte Hornets, LaMelo in the fourth quarter contributed 11 points. So once again, LaMelo Ball, king of the fourth, but that wasn't enough to secure the lead in the Queen City.
Is there any way you can get a fourth quarter box score breakdown of LaMelo, like his shooting percentage, his turnovers, like stuff like that?
I don't know where you get it. You can get it at advanced stats, but I don't know if it's posted right now. But as far as the game, I don't have that because I don't have that. I'm not privy to that information right now.
Right. I think they did. Oh, they talking about Lonzo. But yeah, we'll see whoever. The Hornets. They got to make some deep changes.
Thank you. They got to do what, Purple? Because you coming full circle.
I mean, I already knew
they got to improve their talent roster. That's all.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you something.
Melo been 11 for 37.
You said 11 for what? Say that.
11 for 37, 29% from the field.
How many threes did he shoot?
21, 7 from 21.
Oh my God! Oh,
and that's why I say, as glamorous as LaMelo game is, it's easy to get fooled into he just jacking up shit. He kind of throwing these games away as much as he being the only one scoring. It's like how I used to look at like Russell Wilson in football. I feel like as good as he actually been as a quarterback, some of the things he used to do used to be a detriment to his team because he was shorter, he had to kind of move out the pocket even before he needed to, just to kind of see certain players develop. And that kind of caused him, but he made enough big plays that you just ain't noticed that until his later years when he had Marshawn, when he had that dominant defense, when he had DK Metcalf, but he had a young DK Metcalf, but he ain't had no other help outside of that. It's
But
like
I'm gonna tell you,
when LaMelo get better teammates, we gonna start saying he gonna go from he can't win because he don't got teammates to damn. LaMelo kind of coming up small a lot. Like LaMelo kind of shooting us off the game.
So you said LaMelo's going to be Jason Tatum?
I mean,
yeah,
I can't listen. Jason Tatum get a lot of shit, but at the same time, it's like shit. Jason Tatum now get his ring.
you mean LaMelo shot 23s and Miller shot 13?
Yeah, he put up 23, at least 20.
It's like they give LaMelo the green light, but is the green light a good idea to give to him at this point in his career? Because
Because
all he's doing is racking up points.
what do you expect from Charlotte? See, that's the whole key right there. See, if you would have heard what Jeff Peterson said in the offseason, then you can understand why Charlotte is not going out trying to fetch.
But how do you? But that brings up this brings up a question to me, and that's how I always look at it. From I can't remember who said, but they've been talking about like evaluating players. How do you evaluate LaMelo teammates to know who fit or to know what type of player or to know what he needs around him?
I go by his weaknesses, which is his defense. And to me, I don't think his weakness is like going to the rim, but because the fact that he don't go as often as I would like or other players around the league go, technically it's a weakness. So that's how I look at it. Whatever he's not that good at or does not try to attempt often, like it's not a balance, I would say. That's when I'm like, okay, this guy, like I said, he needed a lot of 3-and-D players. Yes, he's a good 3-point shooter, but his biggest weakness is his defense. And then of course guys like Bridges and stuff like that can attack the rim. Because I don't expect for him to go to the free throw line a lot per how he plays or approaches the game.
He don't go to the free throw line a lot because the referees don't give him the calls.
That might be true. That might be true, Dex, and I do agree with you there. But when we look at guys like De'Aaron Fox, who else is a bad 3-point shooter? Jimmy Butler, guys like that. You're telling me every time they go to the rim and put the ball on the floor and go to the rim that they get every call?
Nobody gets every call, but sometimes people get majority of the calls.
Right, but Fox and specifically, Shea do get the calls, but yeah, I don't think a lot of people don't accept that excuse that's because he's not getting the calls. Because some might say he just needs to finish like they used to do to Harden. Stop looking for the call and try to finish. Try to make the shot. So.
I understand that, but I mean, a lot of basketball players do cry foul play when it comes to officiating. They don't do nothing wrong, but everybody do wrong to them. I mean, we see that all the time.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and that's my thing. Like I say, I agree with him not going because I'm not gonna risk myself getting hurt and stuff like that. And you see, like I know you see me get hit or get pushed in the back or whatever it might be, or hit on the wrist, and you don't call it because you don't see me. You don't like how I approach the game, which to bring your personal feelings as a ref into this game is crazy. But you don't like how I approach, so you don't want to give me the call.
I mean, look what happened a few years ago, right? When Damian Lillard was getting all the calls, when James Harden was getting all the calls, right. And then all of a sudden they changed the rule, and those guys struggled that next season.
Yeah,
once that rule was changed. Yeah. So some players felt it was the referee's duty to put them on the line because the league was promoting certain players. They were definitely promoting daytime, and they was promoting fear to beer.
Yeah, Yeah, James Harden. Yeah. Oh, and we forget about a player in Steph Curry that all the running and ripping he does, and he be getting fouled, and they don't see nothing. So it's a
But Steph Curry game was predicated on the perimeter, which
that's
as
what I'm saying.
Dame Lillard and James Harden game was to get you to chase them, and then they bump their body into you and put up the shot.
But they don't just because and it's the same thing with LaMelo. Just because they are playing on the perimeter, if they're getting fouled, you need to call it. And Curry was getting fouled on the perimeter within the mid range, and they weren't calling it because he don't go to the basket enough. He's not physical enough.
Yeah, but if there's any player in the league that get shiced on fouls, is LeBron James.
Well,
I mean,
I
they
do
don't. For some reason, they just don't give LeBron his calls. I mean, I never understood it. Even when I used to go watch him play live, right? You can hear the slap. Because on TV they don't really have the microphone on the groans. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When they be grunting and groaning, the microphone don't catch that on TV. But when you there, you hear it all the time. You hear the slaps. You see the pushes. I mean, and you're like, well, the referee don't see that. But we all know, it's kind of WWF entertainment.
And that's true. LeBron wasn't getting no calls, but LeBron was also out there playing running back decks. We not gonna do that.
Yeah, see, Shaq.
Yeah, he will put it. But a lot, you know what? When I've seen him play, when he does that, just like with Russell Westbrook, I've seen a lot of people just move out their way. They ain't even taking the charge. How many times have Russell Westbrook, during his career, actually got called for a charge? Very few. Because the referee know that's his game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Right. And that's what I'm
powers him.
Saying it's not like we heard they so proud about the Allen Iverson stuff. It's ridiculous. Like the amount of times they sit down every couple of years and say, yeah, we didn't give, because what did they say Allen Iverson did? I don't think he cussed out the ref or put his hand. I forgot what they said he did, but we went into the next game and we decided not to give him any call. I was like, that's crazy that y'all was talking about it like that. That is weird.
Yep.
That is weird, bro.
And that's the only outcry that I have when it comes to LaMelo, that he's driving to the paint. It ain't like he's shying away from contact. He's driving to the paint. He's making it obvious that the referee should give him the benefit of the doubt because listen, I used to be a referee, but of course not on that level. But I used to be a referee. I knew the rules, went to school for it, got certified, and you see a lot of things. But one thing that they will remind you is try not to slow down the game. That's one thing that they detest as a the referee committee, is to slow down the game, because basketball is supposed to be a high speed game, right?
Right.
And it's supposed to constantly pique your interest as well as your emotion and take you on a roller coaster ride. And the referees are not supposed to interfere in that phase of enjoyment. But of course, you know what I'm saying, now that money's involved, gambling and all that stuff, the referees probably have to insert themselves a little more. But when I was refereeing, it was not to, let's go get through these games. We got 4 games to referee this weekend. Let's get through these games and move on. Don't try to hold up the game and do all this and do all that. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to show that you're the smartest person on the court. Let these youngsters play and let's move on. You know what I'm saying? You just probably have to. Your job mainly not just knowing the rules, because a lot of rules that are being broken every quarter. Like, you know what I'm saying? You be like, man, come on, man, don't call that, man. How many people step on the line? When you inbound the ball, you're not supposed to cross that line. You know how many times people inbound the ball now and cross that line, and they don't even blow the whistle no more.
Right.
You're not even supposed to swipe at the ball when the ball is out of bounds and the person's trying to throw the ball in. You can't. That's illegal to swipe at that ball. That's an automatic 10. But they don't do that. They don't even call that anymore. As long as you don't touch the player, they let you swipe, and
Yeah.
it's
Inconsistent.
just a whole lot of stuff that's in the game that they just allow because there's so many rules,
Yep.
and most referees just don't feel like trying to go down the rule book and make the game as stringent as it's supposed to be. They just, say, I'm not going to allow traveling. I'm not going to allow double dribble. I'm not, what I'm saying? That's the mindset they want you to go in. Have 3 or 4 rules that you're not going to allow. And when you see it, it's a violation outside of, hard fouls.
Right. Yeah.
So,
It was terrible. It's a terrible game. They treat these guys inconsistently all the
yep,
time.
yep, night in, night out. You're right. There's a lot of inconsistency because just like in football, right? What's
Yeah.
pass interference in the first quarter should be pass interference in the fourth quarter, no matter
Hello.
what. But they
Hello.
don't do that though. You know what I'm saying? And I
Hey,
know why.
it's low key hard to evaluate LaMelo because it's like when you watch this game, it's hard for you to say he ain't next up, he ain't a superstar. Like his game flashy, his game sometimes look efficient, but it's like I know I it's like I know. It's like shit,
Well,
I
I know
know.
what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but no panic. Today's game is not yesterday's game. So you got to be able to let go of your crutch on yesterday game. 'Cause I had to be that way. I was a curmudgeon and a stick in the mud. I definitely was that. You know what I'm saying? But now that I understand the safety of the game, the athleticism, the speed of the game is nothing like I ever seen. I'm talking about when you go to the game, not the TV. TV don't do you no justice. I'm telling you that right now. When you go to the game live, these tall ass dudes is moving fast. Everything is fast. The shot is fast. The dribbles are fast. The switching is fast. You hear all the screeching on the court. I mean, it's mad crazy when you see it for what it is compared to when you saw it yesteryears. Yesteryears, the game was a little slower. It was more methodical. This iteration of NBA basketball is uber athletic and it is supersonic fast. It's mind boggling sometimes how these tall men can move as fast as they move and do the things they do once they in the air. And the rim is only 10 feet. When you go live, you be saying, how in the hell can these guys even make a shot? Because they're jumping so high, swiping at the ball. You have to shoot the ball so high with the arc in order to get it over some of these dudes that's jumping damn near 11 and 11 and a half feet. Just imagine that. And they're doing it fast. They're not doing it slow. You know what I'm saying? And the referees just have to be able to control the game, not the pace, but control the game to make sure tempers don't flare because these guys are so hyped up and so energetic that you can get a fight at any given time, especially when you got a bunch of black people out there. So the referee have to be able to determine when the temperament of the game is about to boil over. Because there's a lot of cursing out there. I mean, these guys sound like sailors. It's incredible that young kids are sitting down closer to the action and hearing all this profanity. I'm talking about some vulgarity at its max. You know what I'm saying? Suck my, eat my, all kind of gross stuff. They talk about mamas. They talk about. It's just weird how they talk to each other, and then at the end of the game, they start shaking hands and switching jerseys and all that stuff. It's crazy, man. When you go to the game, and some of us that's in this stream have been to live games and been up close, not when you sit in the nosebleed seats, you're not going to really hear much but the screeching on the floor. But when you get down into the pavilions, into almost the floor seats, man, you hear all of the chatter. And some of it is not for the babies.
Who's
He said Ace
this?
on the Hornets would be perfect. Cooper Flag to the Hornets. You guys are wild. You guys are already putting the Hornets in the lottery. I think it's only been 20 games. How many games been played? 22 games?
Yeah, about that.
They putting the Hornets in the lottery. Hornets played 18. I think the NBA as a total, I think they played like 22 games so far. They said Hornets 6-12. They're 500. They're under 500. 6-12. Wow, that's crazy. Listen, man, I've been trying to tell you guys for the longest that it matters to have serviceable players. No Panic want to fight me over the term all-star. So in order to keep the peace, I'm going to capitulate and to say serviceable players. And Charlotte Hornets really don't have that night in and night out. Charlotte Hornets will have a player that will peak one game and then that player will disappear. He will fall in oblivion.
I mean,
The
but wouldn't
only
you?
two. Go ahead, no panic.
But wouldn't that be? I mean, wouldn't you at least at some point question like, why is it like that? Like,
I
where he
know why
has
it's
like
like that. I don't have
random
to question it.
players.
I don't have to question that, no panic. You
No, I
know
just
why it's
saying
like
because it's
that?
like with LaMelo is like LaMelo take up so much space. And don't get me wrong, like he putting up video game numbers. I get it, but it's like when I look at nights like tonight, and not even and I'm not looking at like I watched the game while I'm on the screen or whatever like that, but all I really been seeing is LaMelo just going up there making like highlight fucking plays. And then when I look at the box score, it's like 11 for 37. It's like, well, that's why y'all lose right there. I understand he the only one scoring, but sometimes when a player take a step back from just scoring,
I
just doing
disagree.
that,
I
sometimes
disagree.
that lets more players feel like, damn, I can eat
Hold
the
on.
same night
Let
Brandon
me
eat.
chop it up with you. Give me a chance to chop it up with you. I agree on one part, the part where LaMelo is chunking the ball up. But there is a definition why. But I disagree with you that this is why they're losing. If LaMelo don't take one shot, you think the Charlotte Hornets going to win? If LaMelo play a balanced game, you think the Charlotte Hornets going to win? I'm not saying they won't win a game, but they're not going to be winning because this is by design. That's what I'm keep trying to tell you. Even though we cheer for them, even though we cheer for the Hornets, it's by design. The Hornets is not trying to be good because if they were, there was a litany of things they should have addressed. Just being sane, just being a sane and competent organization, there was things they should have addressed in the off season, especially when it comes to the restricted area. They didn't address it. They didn't address it. Especially when it comes to perimeter defense. They didn't address it. They kept Meechik. Is Meechik a perimeter defender? Can Meechik run an offense? So a lot of what we're seeing, although we might not really just highlight it because we don't want to just bash the Hornets, but this is by design. And the reason why it's by design, no panic, is because, like you said, LaMelo's running up and down the court, putting up shots. Guess who wants to see this? The Hive. Guess who wants to see this? The fans in the seats. Did you see how they was up and down cheering all game long, despite the Hornets being down by 15? Did you see how they got back energetic when the Hornets took the lead in the fourth quarter? This is acceptable. It might not be acceptable in your city. It might not be acceptable in my city, but this is acceptable in the Queen City because they know the Hornets ain't going nowhere. They know the Hornets is not a part of the upper tier committee when it comes to competition in the Eastern Conference. They know this. And then now, you know what else? Rick Small, governor, 50% of Charlotte Hornets. Gabe Plockton, governor, 50% of Charlotte Hornets. Renovated this whole arena and outer structure, right? They already paid $3 billion for the franchise, right? They trying to recoup some of that money, and they trying to recoup some of it sooner than later. So if the fans want to see LaMelo just wild out and score, that's what they're gonna give them. If the fans want to see Brandon Miller being that Robin, that's what they're gonna give them. And while they keep showing up, Rick and Gabe is laughing their way to the bank. It's getting very, very similar to the Michael Jordan regime. Because Mike made a plethora of money not putting the best product on the floor, but putting a product on the floor that was good enough under James Borrego to get into a playing situation. And then Mike and Mitch had to pump the brakes because they was not ready for Charlotte Hornets to win at that time because they didn't want to shovel out a bankload of money to players that contribute to Charlotte winning or even getting into a playoff situation. So now, under the new regime, they need to recoup some of this money. They're not finna go out there and pay for a starlight. They ain't finna do that, not right now. LaMelo, this is what we're doing. We don't want you to be frustrated. Just do your thing. When that shit happened with Charles Lee, they had to reiterate the purpose of Charlotte Hornets' endeavor this season. And this is why it was a change, not only in atmosphere and not only in potentiality, it was a change in actuality because Charles Lee rotation has been altered to the nth degree. And Charles Lee have allowed LaMelo Ball, I believe in the first time in his career, in an NBA uniform, to play the entirety of the first quarter for 3 games straight without sub. I don't remember LaMelo ever playing entirety of first quarter, 12 minutes straight of basketball without taking a breather under any coach, whether it was Cliffy or James Borrego. I've never seen it. But since that benching debacle, LaMelo has been playing the first quarter in its totality.
You think he earned that?
I can't say if he earned it or not, but I can say that this is what the people want to see. That's paying their money. And
But I
not
know
only
them
that,
fans down in Atlanta getting tired of seeing Trae Young putting up these big numbers. Well, we got tired of them
you
putting up
can't
big
compare
numbers.
Trae Young to LaMelo. You can't compare
I'm
Trae Young
not
to
comparing the
LaMelo.
players. I'm comparing a city that they ain't winning. They just got this one player that's quote
Don't say
unquote
they're not
exciting.
winning. Winning the playoffs. What do you mean they're not winning?
What the Hawks doing?
They had a chance. They had a chance, just like Boston, to win a championship. Anytime you qualify for the extended season, you have a chance. Now, your chance might not be as prominent, and your percentile might not be as high, but you are in the game because you have made it past 82.
Yeah, but it's still a losing team with a player that
Why
has
do you keep saying it, man?
I mean, because it's a fact. You keep living in the past.
It's not a
That like
fact.
a couple of years ago, they made that run and beat New York and all that. I mean, a couple of years ago.
But they've done it.
I
You know what I'm
understand
saying?
that. So what? Listen,
And they've
Dick.
been in the
All I'm
playoffs since,
saying
right?
is the Hawks a losing team this season.
They got a better record than Charlotte, and I think they
But
will
are
be
they
in
a
the
losing
playoffs.
team? Are they a losing team?
I think they might have they might be playing under 500, but a lot of
Okay,
teams
so
in
they're
the
a
East
losing
are.
team. Do they
No, I'm
have a
not saying
star?
they're
Do
a
they have an
losing team.
all-star caliber player?
Yes, they do.
Would the owners look at it like, well, you know what? If we ain't gonna win, we might as well put a show on for the fans to make money, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the
That's my
exact
point.
same.
That's my point.
So what I'm saying is, I'm not comparing LaMelo to Trae Young. I'm comparing the situation as far as them both being on the losing team this season, and the owner or the higher up saying, you know what? Let them chuck the ball. Let them do whatever they want to do. We need to put fans in the stands anyway and make money. So ears we ears. I ain't trying to compare the players. I just compare the situation.
Right now, I'm looking at the Atlanta Hawks. They're 3 games under 500. That's not bad for the East. You know where that nets them? That nets them at the 10th position.
That's
And
bad
now
in the
the
East.
Charlotte Hornets with the loss tonight, as well as the Bulls, both Charlotte and the Bulls is out of the play-in scenario in which they were a part of. But these last 2 games have hurt them, and they are on the outside looking in. But Atlanta still holds the 10th slot.
Atlanta been in the 10th slot like the last 2 seasons. To be real
Yeah,
with you.
that's what I'm saying. But they got that means
That
you have a
ain't good
chance.
in the East. That ain't
No,
good
no,
at
no, no.
all. In
No,
the
I
West, they
listen.
open
Listen,
down a lottery team for
you
sure.
can't. No panic. You cannot compare them to the Milwaukee's,
They're doing.
Miami's, and the New Yorks of the East. You can't compare that. That's the upper tier,
I know.
right?
I
Especially when
don't. I
Milwaukee's
don't
healthy.
compare them. I literally compare them.
Cleveland right now is an aberration. We all admit that. 17-2
Yeah.
with an 89% win percentile. Come on, that's an aberration. We know that's
Yeah.
not Cleveland, and it might
Yeah.
not hold up. But Boston is where they
The
should
Knicks
be.
ain't always gonna
New
be this
York,
bad.
New York is where they should be. But Orlando is another aberration. We know Orlando. I think Orlando's fools go. I
No,
don't think they're good.
I know they got a decent team. They might not be as good as they been last year ranking record wise,
Thank you.
but they
That's
got
what
a
I'm
decent
saying.
team.
I think once they get into the playoff, fool's goal is this: you look good in the regular season, but once you get matched up in the playoff, you might win 1 game. And I think Orlando Magic is that. Unless Paulo Banchero come back with a miraculous recovery and they can make a strong run. But even with Paulo Banchero, they did fight Cleveland, I believe, 7 games.
Yeah, I believe that the Magic's on just having a decent season as a playoff team. I just don't think they're gonna be a top 3, 4 seed like they've been last year, or 5 seed like they've been last year. I think they'll be fighting the
They number
10th.
3 right now
They're gonna
as
be
we
fight. They're
speak.
gonna be fighting with that 6, 7 spot. I'll say that 6, 7 spot on into the play-ins or whatever. They're gonna be fighting that, depending on injuries, because if Paul Banchero will be out for a long extended amount of time. I don't
Now
think
listen,
even when. Go ahead.
listen to this with no panic. The Western Conference, Oklahoma City Thunders, aka the boys from Tornado Alley, the Thundercats, coming off that red clay, they are number 1 in the West. And you got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 teams in the Western Conference in double-digit wins. But when you go over to the Eastern Conference, you only got 4. And one of those teams is the Orlando Magic. So they're doing good. Coach Jamal Mosley is doing very good with this young team, especially in the absence of their all-star, Paulo Banchero. They are the number 3 team in the East, and we've seen Orlando keep putting their foot in the Hornets' ass. We see them put their foot in Chicago's ass. So I believe they are legit, but I'm saying they're fool's gold because that team that I've watched on several occasions, as fun as they are to watch them, and Jalen Suggs is back, I don't think they win their first round series. I don't see it. And who they would play if there was a play today, right? If Orlando Magic start the playoffs today, the Orlando Magic will be playing the Indiana Pacers. I think the Indiana Pacers could clip them.
I mean, that would be a good matchup because I mean, with the Pacers, you gotta think about it. Like they did good in the playoffs last year. I ain't trying to take nothing away from them, but it still remains to see if Halliburton can even play in the half court. which playoff basketball is almost all about. And I think Orlando is a well-coached team where they don't play from all-star player on out. Like they play as a team, and all-star player just an additive. So I think they can. I think they can take Indiana. To be honest with you, I don't see them in Indiana too far apart. To be real, I can see them flip flopping the damn 6-7 seed.
Yeah, exactly.
But like how you
Plus,
say, like you don't.
Indiana has experience. They went all the way to the finals. I mean, conference finals last year. So they have
Yeah, but
experience.
sometimes in those scenarios, I think experience is overrated because I see, like I said, the Hawks did kind of the same thing with Trey Young, but that ain't helped them and then playings and then getting into the first round and getting swept out or whatever the next few years. Like playoff experience to me matters more so when the entire team down but it constantly. Like, no, it ain't gotta be 7, 8 years in a row. It gotta be like how the Celtics been. Like the Celtics to me got playoff experience. Cause like they always either in the Eastern Conference Finals or in the actual finals. Or making some deep some run and may go to like they almost get put out last year. People forget about that. Twice. Well, no, I can say twice because that I don't think that been really a threat, but shit, them boys almost get put out twice. Shit, even the year that they going against when they lose in the finals, that might be the year I think about when I say they almost get put out twice. Because I know they going to game 7 on one of them when damn Tatum disappeared for like the last 4 or 5 games of the series, but he
Yeah, they
shot
almost got
big in
put
that
out.
game 7.
Yeah, they
Go ahead,
almost
cut
got put
out.
out by Miami. I know Miami had them game 7.
Uh-huh.
And was it Milwaukee?
I want to say it was Milwaukee, but I can't remember them ever having I don't know, I can't remember. But that's why I look at when I think about playoff experience. I'm thinking about the actual team, like the core, the team being together through these runs instead of like a one run to the East. Like I don't think like even though like the Mavs make it to the finals last year, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, they got so much playoff experience because only Kyrie done been there that much time, like a good bit of time. Luka
Yeah,
only been there one
But
time.
Luca has been in the playoffs a lot.
Yeah, but when I think about like when we talk about just in the like well yeah you could say that he been in the playoffs a lot, but outside of that, it's like the nucleus of this team ain't been together for years and years together. So it's like, yeah, they done individually like Luca on his own variation of the Mavs and Kyrie on his different teams, but like Gabbard, Lively, who was a second year player, like just all like Grimes,
Washington.
these players
Washington.
ain't really been in no core with this team to have that type of we got experience. Like I'll give you a perfect example. What's the player that LeBron yeah LeBron I like playing with him too. I think him and LeBron and pretty cool. He been a guard. He had come from the Warriors, but he used to really get no play time like that. But he had come play for the Lakers for like a season or two.
Avery, right?
Was it Avery?
Was it Art Avery? Did he play with
What?
Boston?
No, not Avery.
Avery Bradley? That's his name? Avery
No,
Bradley?
I ain't Avery Bradley. Even like a not he ain't a no name player. He one of them players that the star players always seem to be cool with him, but he don't really get no run. Damn, I wish I could. Let me try to look up his
He
damn
played
name.
with the Warrior?
He had played with the Warriors. He had a chip with them boys.
From McGee?
No, not McGee. He's a guard.
Oh, guard.
I'm about to look him up
What, the
now.
Warrior? He played with the Lakers? Or he played with Cleveland?
No, he had played with the Lakers with LeBron.
I don't know, man. For the Golden State Warrior.
I'm about to see if I can find him on their 2020 roster. I think that been like about a couple years ago. He been with them boys.
Not Bell. Not Jordan Bell.
No, not Bell.
I can't remember that. Who are you talking about?
But about to go to their 2019, 2020 roster. Hopefully, he's still been on there.
2020, the Lakers won that championship.
Was he on that roster? I don't think he was on that roster. Let me go back like a few 2018 or some shit.
And the year before
Damn,
the
man, why
Lakers
his
won,
name slipped my mind?
Toronto
That
Raptors
year,
won.
let me put in 2017 or some shit.
I don't know. I don't know this person, but you come up with some weird ones though.
No, like when I say his name, you could be like, oh yeah, Quinn Cook.
Oh, Cook. Yeah. Yeah, I never know that everybody liked him. I mean, I don't know
Yeah, I
about
remember
him.
from I used to always see like it seemed like he used to be not that he in the league because people like him and shit like that, but it's like he used to be like when I remember when LeBron was saying about how like he was talking about how he be jumping on the game or he be doing this, he always kind of say Cook name or like I can't really explain it, John. It just seemed like he one of them players that just be cool with the star player, not like he be the lackey or nothing like that. Like he just be himself and they fuck with him. You know what I mean? Like not like I ain't trying to say he like a groupie or no shit like that. It seemed like seemed like with the star player, he seemed closer to them. Like you would see him talking to them boy more in the regular set, and then you would see them with just other players. But Quinn Cook, I don't forget the point I've been making about him. I've been trying to find his name. But like I said, like one thing about Charlotte, I don't know who they can bring in. I don't know who they can bring in that they'll be a winning team because we keep forgetting that LaMelo be missing a bunch of times every season. So like earlier I've been saying to myself, like and I know MB be hurt a lot, but I've been trying to imagine like a MB LaMelo type of team. And it's like I can see him cooking with a player like that, like a dominant center that can damn get his own bucket and play defense when healthy or whatnot. But then I started thinking like shit, is LaMelo even gonna be healthy? And if he is healthy, like shit, Embiid need the ball early and often. That type of play he is. Like you gotta feed him. He gonna get bored out there. Well, I don't know. Charlotte might need the damn relocate again.
No, they're not going nowhere. They got a good fan base that supports.
Yeah,
And
cause
what they're doing with LaMelo, let him running around like a undisciplined child. The fans are just loving it because they just want to. See, Charlotte is a different kind of city, and when you have something, see Cam Newton, he didn't buy in. See, LaMelo's buying in. Contrary to what people may say, they don't have no information or they have low information. But LaMelo Ball loves Charlotte. And let me tell you why he loves Charlotte. See, this is what they're not going to tell you. You got a section of Charlotte that is all black and well-to-do. They're not poor. Charlotte has some semblance of Maryland and Delaware. Maryland, Delaware, they northeast. Charlotte is southeast. But you have large sections of these states that have well-to-do blacks that people don't really know about. I'm talking about corporate blacks, not out there selling drugs and scamming people and just doing illegal stuff. I'm talking about real high-paying jobs in well-to-do neighborhoods. They still got neighborhoods. A lot of places don't have neighborhoods anymore. But Charlotte is one of the places that have black neighborhoods. We know Maryland, Virginia, a lot of that is government based. Washington, D.C., a lot of that is government based. But Charlotte is financially based. You have banking conglomerates nest in Charlotte. Charlotte is a financial hub in the United States. I'm talking banking. And you have a lot of interaction with New York, which is the biggest financial market in the world, right? And so a lot of interaction goes on between Charlotte and New York, almost like the Jacob Ladder thing, right? Because that's what they kind of call it, the Jacob Ladder, ascending, descending, you know what I'm saying? In constant motion. So what I'm saying is Charlotte is not a poor city. It has poor sections. And some of the poor sections is, Tobacco Row and, well, not necessarily Tobacco Row because that's not really Charlotte. That's Durham. But anyway, you have areas. You have rural areas in Charlotte that's really not as financially plump. But I mean, I keep saying Charlotte. I mean North Carolina. But Charlotte is a very, very well put together city. I didn't believe it until I saw it. I thought Charlotte was country bumpkins and Bamas. People can barely talk past Ebonics, scared of the white man. Yes or no, sir. All that type of stuff. And if you're too much of a city slicker, they're going to put you in the twist. But since so many people from Florida, from New York, New Jersey, have settled in the Queen City. I'm talking about black people, not white people, black people. Have settled in the Queen City. It's based on its lucrative market for black people. So when LaMelo got there and saw all of this, it was overwhelming because he grew up in Orange County. He didn't see no bunch of black people in Orange County, very few. And in Orange County, it's dominated by Asians and Mexicans and some Samoans. So it was a different kind of melting pot. But when he went to Charlotte and seen that, he was sold. Because that was probably something, I'm just speculating now, that was probably something that he probably always wanted to see. And I can relate to that is when I first went to Atlanta. Even though I'm from the LA area. I'm from Los Angeles County. Got a whole bunch of Negroes and black folks out there, you know what I'm saying? Too many, if you ask me. And they're very violent. But when I went to Atlanta and seen black corporate America, I was astonished. I was like, what the hell? Is this what real black people are? But I went to DC. I'm thinking DC is just a bunch of drug heads and gangsters that like booty. But DC is full of black corporate America. I know it's a welfare state because of the government. It's a district. It's not really a state. It's a territory. I understand that part. And that's where the industrial military complex house themselves, Maryland, Virginia. But to see that from what I've seen growing up, it was astonishing. So I know how LaMelo feel in Charlotte. He loves it there because he sees black financial maturity. People ain't just out there begging and just doing bad and gang banging and trapping. You got that. Yes, you do got that. But Charlotte have always had a section, a good populated section that's doing very, very well. And the neighborhood is black. We all know why, kind of, to some degree, because of segregation. We know it's still alive and well, but that's a good segregation. It's not a bad segregation. It's not being on the other side of the tracks in the flats. This is being in really, really well-groomed community with manicure yards and people driving Lexus and Teslas. So seeing that coming from Orange County, why would you not want that if you identify with Black? Why would you not want that? Because that is almost like a Black Mecca. Because Charlotte may not be as big as Atlanta. So the wealth gap in Charlotte amongst Black is a little more close. Whereas Atlanta, it's kind of, it's the difference because you got a lot of people in Atlanta just out there hanging out. And then you got a lot of people in Atlanta that work and go to the HBCUs up there and got their own thing going on, and intermixing with those who just hanging out. The central point is the clubs. You got those who hang out and those who have relevant jobs. And you go to the club and everybody hang out together, watch the booty shakes, and then go on. And that's a culture. I remember going to one of the clubs, strip clubs, of course. I was embarrassed because I was a little older, you know what I'm saying? I think I was in my late 30s, early 40s when I first went to a strip club. And I was embarrassed because I was like, damn, I ain't supposed to be watching this. You know what I'm saying? But when I was in the club, there was people older than me having a good time, having their own tables, doing their own thing. Youngsters having a good time doing their own thing. And I was like, wow, this is fascinating. I'm sitting here being embarrassed, trying to look at some booty and throw a few dollars on stage and get the hell up out of there. And come to find out, it's a whole culture. This is their lifestyle. So I understand how LaMelo feel attached to Charlotte, North Carolina, because it's a different experience. And when you have different experience, especially not knowing that this is in existence, this is really happening. I'm seeing well-to-do Black people, not gang banging, not slanging, not just doing trifling shit. I'm telling you, it is addictive to be around. And that's why I kept going back and forth to Atlanta. Everybody said, man, why are you going to Atlanta, man? What's up in Atlanta? I was like, man, I ain't never seen nothing like it. Never seen nothing like it. How it's Waffle House in the strip club. No matter how much money you got, you go into a Waffle House in Atlanta. It's just part of the culture. You go into a strip club. I don't care if you're educated or if you're not educated. The educated and the non-educated is meeting up at the strip club. And it's crazy. And like I said, I was very embarrassed. But I just want to see some booty shaking. I ain't gonna lie. And man, was it some booty shaking. I said, man, these girls are too fine to be doing this. No way. No way nobody's not taking care of them. I know for a fact that some of them girls that was in that club, if they ever came to the Los Angeles area, they would be gobbled up. Someone would put them in cars and houses and tell them, you ain't got to work. I got you, baby. But that's the culture out there. And Charlotte is the baby sister. It's the baby sister. And things that go on in those two cities with Black people will put P. Diddy to shame. I mean, he will be child's play. I'm quite sure he probably recruited out of those areas. So I know for a fact, just seeing that and just being able to do what you want to do, you're a god on concrete. So that's why the Charlotte Hornets is the Charlotte Hornets. And that's why it had to be a shaking in that building. Because it was too many Charlotte Hornets got comfortable and complacent. But party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. Mustard. So everybody couldn't stay. Everybody couldn't stay. And the ones who stayed were the ones who adjusted. They stopped the partying, stopped the girlfriend swapping, stopped the. Might be going a little too far. Let me pull back. But stop the sexual deviant activities. I'll put it that way. And focus on basketball and focus on being more of an integral part of the community. So if you expect the Charlotte Hornets to be the super team and LaMelo's going to be Superman, I'm sorry to mistaken you. You got another thing coming. So we're going to see LaMelo putting up 23s because I'm not saying that's how the NBA should be. I'm not co-signing it. But I cannot, in good conscience, be a curmudgeon and a stickler in mud. I can't. I have to come to the grips that these people want their money back. And to want their money back, you're going to get a circus-like atmosphere. And LaMelo Ball is a part of that. LaMelo wants his numbers because that is going to validate him when it comes time for All-Star and hopefully All-NBA because it's about the numbers. When you look at the stat, you look at points, rebounds, and assists, right? Those are your major three categories. And then you have the subcategories, steals, blocks, free throws. And he wants to have numbers across the board that will validate him being not just an all-star, but all NBA. LaMelo is trying to get that 260 guaranteed, man. So if you're trying to look for pure basketball night in and night out, he'll give it to you. LaMelo is a standard of purity. He has that in his game. And he will give you that some nights. He will give you that some nights consecutively. But if you expect that every night, you're not going to get that. Some nights LaMelo just have to get his points. Because whether it's good behavior or bad behavior, we all know Charlotte Hornets is not going anywhere. I mean, we have to truncate that. They're not going anywhere. We have to truncate that. It's truncated. They ain't going anywhere. So this is why both parties have come to the table of agreement You do your thing, we do ours. If you can keep the fans excited, the fans will keep coming. If you can give Charlotte Hornets something to talk about when it comes to the better players in the NBA, and you can thrust your guy in that conversation, whether it's dreaming, whether it's fantasy, it still have its relevance because the numbers don't lie. You could be a part of that discussion. You could be a part of that debate. You could be a part of that discourse. You could be a part of that dialogue with the type of numbers LaMelo's putting up and what type of basketball behavior is acceptable in Charlotte right now. There's nothing to look at in Charlotte. Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball. I mean, that's what you can come up with. But Brandon Miller sometimes, you know, he fades into the shadows. LaMelo ain't fading to the shadows. I don't care if LaMelo shoots 50 times and makes 17 out of 50. He's not fading to the shadows because every dribble that LaMelo does is calculated to get a rise out of you. Pause. You'll see how LaMelo be dancing with the pachulas, the dribbling. Ain't nobody doing that on Charlotte. Every time somebody tries to do that outside of Trey Mann, they turn the ball over. We see it time and time again. Even TJ Salon, aka Terror Squad, turns the ball over. We see it time and time again. Every time somebody tries to be fancy with the basketball, dancing in the garden, two-stepping with the bachulas, they turn the ball over. LaMelo has turnovers as well, but the fans love to see him do it. Because if you have ever seen LaMelo play, some of you Charlotte Hornets fans have been to the Spectrum or been to an arena in your city, and Charlotte was a visiting team, and you saw LaMelo play, and you was close enough to see how tall he is. It's amazing to see somebody with that kind of swivel. That kind of dashing. It's amazing. You be like, how in the hell did he do that? How did he get there? Because like I said before, the game is fast. That game is fast. People is moving fast. And your top players are moving faster. So to watch LaMelo craftsmanship with that basketball and the way he leans his body and contorts in midair, it's amazing. Nothing short of amazing. And this is why the Charlotte Hornets allow him to do what he do. Because watching him, now see, TV don't do you justice. And this is what I always tell people. TV don't do you justice because you don't see the whole thing. You only see the portion what the TV does. But when you're out there watching, you see players standing still just to see the results. Like, damn, that nigga did that. And it's a gift and a curse. Because everybody wants to see this kind of show. When you look at LaMelo Ball, high value shooting, Allen Iverson, high value shooter, Tracy McGrady, high value shooter, Vince Carter, high value shooter, Kobe Bryant, high value shooter, Hideo Turkoglu, high value shooter. So this is nothing to be up in arms with. LaMelo shooting that many times, or a player shooting that many times. We have seen it throughout the course of NBA history. When you have high value shooters, Alex English, Dolph Shades. We have seen this, Pistol Pete, Jerry West. We have seen high value shooters where they just putting up that ball. Elgin Baylor. I mean, you can go down the list. It's a litany of players in the NBA and the ABA have been high value shooters. World Be Free. Remember him? JoJo White. Tiny Archibald. So that's not new to see high value shooters. And that was from the past. And like I said, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, that's more recent. Carmelo Anthony, that's more recent high value shooters. James Harden. So LaMelo shooting a lot of shots, it doesn't bother me. But not winning bothers me. And although I can cry to the point where I put the babies out of business, I can cry to a point to whether I put the babies out of business. Because if I do all the crying, what the baby's going to do? Especially when it comes to Charlotte Hornets. So I come to an understanding. Of course, I'm going to talk. It's entertaining. People got to get aroused. We got to get eyes on the channel. But in reality, man, Charlotte is just trying to recoup that $3 billion they just spent. And the best way to do it, and the fastest way to do it, is give LaMelo the ball, move out the way, and let the crowd go nuts. Flight Sports TV. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. The subscriptions are going up. Keep it going. Do not stop the momentum of the subscribers. LeVar Ball was in Charlotte, North Carolina, inside the building of the Spectrum Center. Even had a rendezvous with the mascot, the Hornet mascot. Something is brewing up in Charlotte. Why the hell LeVar Ball's up in Charlotte? What could he be doing? Because all the footage that has been released upon his visit, we have yet to see close contact with LaMelo Ball. So what's going on that's so secretive that he didn't even put LaMelo Ball outside of him walking on the court in footage? What's going on up in Charlotte? Is he up there for Jello? Is they up there talking that if they bring D'Angelo back to the Swarm in mid-season, LeVar will be quiet about it? Will he be a disruptor if he feels Jello's not getting enough minutes for Swarm? Have you ever noticed you don't hear anything about the Swarm anymore? Remember the Swarm was front page news in the G League? You don't even see that anymore. We were scrambling to get any kind of information on D'Angelo Ball in the Greensboro Swarm. When they play, how many minutes, the box score, what he scored. Where have all that interest gone when it comes to Greensboro Swarm? I mean, when LiAngelo was on the Swarm, we knew players. The Scotty Lewises, the Cameron Griffs, the Griff. We knew players, DJ Carton, the Kai Jones, the Book Knights. We knew players. Now, nobody showed an inkling of interest in the Greensboro Swarm. Can that change? Can Rick and Gabe promise that LiAngelo will get a fair shot? Because they're not focused on anything in Greensboro anymore. Remember, the talk was, we focus on a few players. A few players have our prioritorial interests. Remember that talk? Who down in Greensboro right now got their interest? Do they still have a Greensboro team? I mean, we haven't heard nothing. I mean, Nathan from Greensboro. Will that change anytime soon? Or was LeVar up there for some more commercials? Him and LaMelo doing commercials. Maybe a new AT&T commercial is coming out. Or maybe a different commercial coming out. Because LaMelo cannot travel because he had to play. He had to play 2 home games. So he couldn't travel. We're going to see. You heard it first here at Flight Sports TV. Giving you inside scoop for those who are interested. Because remember, not too long ago, people was trying to put out a false narrative that Son and Pops were disassociated with each other to the point where there was a restraining order. How did that age? How did that age? But that's your favorite guys. Those are the ones you like to hear the bullshit from. You might find fake news fascinating enough to continue to lend your ear to a waste of time. But to each his own. And I'm signing out. Flight Sports TV. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most definitely hit the notification bell so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience. And I want to thank Flight once again for inviting me into the stream and integrating me into his platform. Good looking, Flight. I'm here in Chicago on location. I knew Lonzo was coming back, and I just want to be a part of the atmosphere. Lonzo played 15 minutes, and Chicago Bulls got pulled behind the woodshed. And once again, they had to scream, "Uncle, Uncle, Uncle."